Glitter for the sparkle screen of this.
What's up, everybody? And you're welcome, TJ White Bat Audio. I just found them a few weeks ago, and they make all kinds of music, by the way, just so you know, and it's all good, like various genres. So anyway, what's going on, everybody? If, as the thing says, if you hear a weird echo, it's because the Clive stream crashed and burned and restarted, and sometimes some people have multiple tabs because of the redirect. Anyway, so check that, and if you're joining late, check your live indicator. Make sure it is red if you want to follow along. So we had a bunch of people in here, on and off and on and off, including, of course, the early crew, Gasmaster Joe Russ, Phil in the kitchen, Franco Walker. Miss Liz has been popping into some of the streams. There's a Herbert Trouser Fancy, Bjorn, Zapped, Sparky, TJ here. Celtic Engine, John of News, where's Lori? What's up, Carrie? Hello, kitties. DC Allen, what's up, everybody? Let's see, that's good, that's good. In about 10 minutes, we'll have a VertoThermoWhoofle. I cleaned it because it was having some issues woofling, and it turns out it was like the bottom of it was just full of thick soap stuff, so that kind of threw that off, as it were. Let's do a toast to, what's up, Fanta? New Rock Boy. Do you know BigClive? I am New Rock Boy. I watch BigClive. I am new to this stream. Do I know BigClive? I've had BigClive on this stream. What was that? On April 20th, he actually joined. He promotes, we kind of work together-ish on Saturday's stream. Yeah, so... Yes, and welcome, though. So, hey, cheers to anybody that's new. How about that? If you like it, hang out, subscribe, do that whole thing. We're here all night. So, cheers. What's up, just me? Tony Weavers. Yeah, this all started, about 37 episodes ago, 37 weeks ago, when I started to kind of fill in for BigClive when he was at the 2. And people decided to keep me around, I guess. So, that's that. And we'll have 2 shortish pieces from Rob today from back in February. So that is inbound. And of course, we have Pussies and Pianos with Rob. That's in about an hour, where we feed the cats on this camera. As you can see, one is already waiting. He's obviously been waiting quite some time. There's the goosh. There's the fucking plasma ball that just is really weird now, and be good to go. Yeah, she's been out today. She pooped today. I'm sitting here earlier and I'm like, dude, oh my god! And I turned around and her tail's up like, and I'm like, ooh. So I let that kind of settle. I gotta clean that up after the stream. Where am I from? I am in Baltimore, Maryland. I lived here, well, in Baltimore my whole life. All right. So nothing super special for tonight. We're just going to be chilling. Also, if you're new, just so you know, there may be more Gray Zone Warfare clips and live streams showing up because ever since we started this, I've only locked into a couple of different games, but I've constantly been looking for a new FPS, and I found it, and I've been playing the shit out of that. Not that I'm like super good or anything, but I'm getting better. Um, so I'll probably be doing clips, maybe some shorts, stuff like that. Nothing that'll be like dumped into the members only area because that's not really a membery thing. That's more forklifty stuff. But yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So, Liz, you are amazing. My finger, as I was scrolling to look and move my finger over here. What's new in Baltimore? Well, Frank Zappa's song says, "Ooh, I haven't seen you, Pack Reduc, Pat, Pack Rat. Oh, Pat Rack UK. Sometimes I gotta stop trying to pronounce things so properly and just look at them for what they are. But yeah, let's take that call. Mm, Yellow? Mm-hmm. No, I really haven't had much today yet. I've been working on getting flash drives ready for tomorrow for the gaming PC build. Live stream. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. All right. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and smoke this thing. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Cheers, everybody. Oh, rifle. My live stream is okay. I'd still consider getting a new camera just because that one's a little fickle, but I think we're doing all right. But appreciate it. I'm just doing my thing. And if you want to see what Rifleman is referring to, as he says NASA Mission Control, I literally have a button here that I press that says Mission Control. This is all the monitors and 2 computers, studio gaming computer, studio computer. Like it used to be like one computer that did it all, and then it was a big computer and just a little one, and now it's 2 just ridiculous computers. Ugh. What's up, Someone bloody random? Autopilot mode at the moment. Just woke up from a nap. Garden work. That'll do it every time. Normal service will be with you shortly. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's pretty close to I don't know, I call her GLaDOS. Whatever, GLaDOS. But yeah, I guess that would be pretty close. It does look like everything's just staring at you sometimes. Alright. So we got a VertoThermoWhoofle coming in a few minutes. The P2 Pro, I got it to settle down, so it's not doing its weird stroby thing. Everything's looking pretty good on it, so that won't be so seizure-tastic, as it were. And we don't have a whole lot of super duper topics to talk about tonight. Well, we could talk about Starliner for a minute. I forgot about that. We'll talk about Boeing Starliner a little later. How's that? Forgot about that. Oh yeah, she's like I see, yeah, she's been out all day after she pooped. She likes to move around when she poops from when she ate. What's up, David Garcia? Admiral Rascals, Jacques Attack. Alright, what else do we got? Like, we're really just kind of kicking it low key today. So what is everyone else up to? I've had a lot of work, like long work days this week. So that's why my video stuff got weird. Because of course, the same time that I have to work long days is also when a new game comes out and I build a computer for a buddy, which is tomorrow. If you haven't noticed, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be putting together a i7 14700K on an MSI Tomahawk Max Wi-Fi motherboard, Z790 with a MSI Banter, was it Banter 3X, RTX 4070 Ti Super 16 gig, some Samsung 990 Pro drives, MSI Mag Core Liquid V3 360 millimeter all-in-one cooler, MSI 1000-watt power supply, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance LPX RAM, and this wicked-looking cheap-ish, Amazon case that came with like 13 fans or something crazy. But Monday is bank holiday, right? No, this Monday for us, well, apparently it's Victoria Day in Canada. But our quote bank holiday, our Memorial Day, which usually lines up with bank holiday, is the 27th. It's that for our extra day off. It's always the last Monday in May for Memorial Day. I feel like y'all had a bank holiday like 2 weeks ago or something. Uh, 1 minute till a woofle. But yeah, it's just been busy. Tomorrow should be fun. I got a new camera mount that's exactly the same as, well, the microphone mount, except that the mount it comes with has a like an 18-inch stick, so we can really get moved around. I got some new shit. I got this super ultra big ass blanket to wrap the table in, so I don't scratch anything up. Should be a good build. I figure we'll post, hopefully first try, and then I flashed. I have, let's see, mem test 86. Test the RAM. It's DDR5 6000 megahertz. I have Hirens boot CD. If you've never heard of Hirens, Hirens boot CD. If you're a computer nerd, you should already know that. It is like a USB bootable into Windows environment that has a ton of diagnostic and some benchmarking stuff. And then, of course, Windows 11 on this little guy. The coworker is just going to transfer his license from his current computer to this one, pretty much format the hard drive, and then just have it as a spare. So, why don't we do this VertoThermoWhoofle thing here, huh? Here's the cleaned woofler. This is mine. Mine was, I designed mine to be excruciatingly complicated, just because that's what happened. So, all right. Let's do this. It is time. Oh, wow, we're late. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, this is much better after I cleaned it. Whoop, whoop. Number 2. Number 3. Oh, yeah, I gotta sterilize you people, too, don't I? Like, nobody got sterilized today. Holy shit. All right, and then the up close. Might as well grab that now. Opinion, well, I guess I don't know if it would be opinion or a fact. The crystal tubes that they use for UVC bulbs are they stronger or weaker than like a regular glass tube? Because I've always assumed that they were like super delicate just because they were different. You like that, Rasher? Here you go. Now, I recently started using a different color scheme too, so you can you can tell I've been. This is my fruit shake. Here's the phone. It's not too warm. Let's see. There you go. There's my fingerprints. And that right there is the camera you saw with Mission Control. That's a face hugger, like from Aliens. That's a full-size plushie posable. And then all the lines, the couple lines you see over there are LED lights. To help light this place up. I still gotta like permanently attach them. But blue tape is working really well right now. But all right, you want some your weekly sterilization? Or even Clive's dirty at this point. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Doubt there's much of a difference in the strength. Yeah, I guess once you get to something that's kind of that thin, it's fairly negligible, I suppose. Yeah, sound now the microphone is very sterile. Is my voice better now? Did we get all the out of there? I love the smell of that though. I have like a bunch of little refrigerator ones hooked up to USB plug-in cords around the house, especially in the bathroom because, well, you know, it is the bathroom. That one's on permanent nuclear mode. Quartz glass is usually more expensive than regular glass. Yeah, that I kind of figured. Quartz is garbled use. That was Admiral Rascals. Let's see. Garbled user quartz is stronger than soft glass or borosilicates. Although at temperatures they achieve, skin oils can weaken them. No shit. Yeah, I got some of that borosilicate glass here, and well, there's some. At least this piece is. And then my 3D printer bed, I replaced the magnetic Keeley strip with the boro. How was it? It is borosilicate. I gotta remember that. Like, I hate owning something and not knowing the word for it. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I got this thing. What is it? It's a B word. It's glass. It's really nice. I don't know what to tell you. The nice soft RFI effects. Join us on RF Interference Radio. Yeah, the hot, really, really hot stuff, stuff that gets really hot will burn through. You know, like Clive saying tungsten halogen. You know, like headlight bulbs. That if you touch the glass on the bulb itself, you might as well just throw it in the trash. I mean, a lot of times you can clean it, like the older ones, but even the newer ones are so finicky that I don't even know if you can clean them if they last very long. Is there a good method for cleaning glass bongs? Well, I just cleaned this one, and the regulars can tell you what it looked like last week. It looked like a fucking murder scene. What I do is I just put it in the sink, turn the hot water on, and just let it just run full bore hot water. I let it run. I take that off, and the water goes into this, and it will pressurize. Just the pressure of the water coming out will pressurize and fill it. Just let it get hot and hot and hot, and that starts to loosen all the stuff in there. Then just kind of let it go. You'll see a bunch of stuff will start flicking out, and after a couple minutes, you won't get as much out. And then get 91 or or up, as strong a rubbing alcohol as you can get. Just put it in there, start swishing it, because by then all the goo and everything is loose and soft because it's warm, and then the alcohol will react to it much quicker than just trying to keep swishing alcohol and alcohol. So get it as warm as you can using water, not boiling water, just hot tap water. because you don't want to accidentally thermal shock this part, which may not be the borosilicate glass. That's all I do. And I actually save the alcohol. Like I'll swish it. Like I have a tiny salsa jar with a little bit of alcohol in it because you can reuse it over and over again. It just finally it'll get to the point where it doesn't do much for you. But the stuff I've got, I've cleaned this bong out 5 or 6 times, and I used it yesterday, and I mean, it's pretty clean. And I've already used it a couple times last night and today. So I hope that helps. What is your snake's name? That is Orihime, named after the redhead from Bleach, the anime. She is the last snake of 7 I used to have, including her boyfriend Orochimaru. There was Yorisu. She was my 8-foot Colombian boa. She was a big girl. Like she was almost this thick around, and her thickest spot, like 8 inches, 20 centimeters, kind of thing, maybe a little more. But she just turned 7, or wait a minute, hold on. She was born in 2006. Yeah, because I waited. No, oh no, 10 dash. No, it was 10. So she was born in 2007. Was it June of 2007? So she's almost 17. Yeah, takes me a minute to remember that. Do you feed it wee babies? I eat all the babies. I feed her thawed out frozen mice that I get from a shop not too far from here called Wet Pet Reptile Center in down here in good old Essex, Maryland. So yeah, I live in Essex, just not Biscuit Head, Essex, which has about the same caliber of people anyway. The only way is Essex, says Chippy. Chipmunk Gun of Hughes. When I was in Ohio, rubbing alcohol was IPA, 70 and 91%. Yeah, there's your standard. You'll find 50, 70, and 91. Every once in a while, you'll find something weird like 60, but I think that's because like somebody peed in a bottle, so they just changed the label. Are your Essex girls like our Essex girls, though? I don't know. Fast, loose, saggy boobs, half their teeth missing, most of them on meth, bleach blonde, and fucking morons. Your turn. They're binky. Chipmunk. Yep, that's Essex. All right. You know, when an Essex girl has an orgasm because she drops her chips. Yes. Yes. We do live in the same Essex. Wow, that's interesting how both Essexes. That's, yeah. How both of them are just derp. Well, and everyone around here usually has like an old Camaro, which obviously that's a little different in the UK, but between Essex and Dundalk, which is the the more there's more mullets in Dundalk than there are in Essex. In Essex, it's usually just long derp, whatever, where you got more. Dundalk is known for the mullet. And between the two, pretty much everybody has at least one '86 Camaro on blocks in their front yard. If you've lived here your whole life too. Admiral Rascals hit the switch on the power strip. Yeah, I do sometimes look down and go, my feet usually don't go over there. But if they do, we're going to accidentally test the battery backup. Well, backups. I guess I should probably do that one day anyway. Maybe we'll have a battery back. Hey, that's what we'll do. We'll have a battery backup stream. I'll start the stream and then we'll just start a counter. Maybe we'll start a counter on the screen or something, and I'll just keep going until it just. And then I'll have my laptop to like type out thanks and end the stream. I mean, I guess you got to test it. You know what I mean? Or they're there. They should be tested. Asmo's noodle is all stretched out. I'm gonna go with the fuzzy noodle. Well, that doesn't really necessarily narrow it. The ginger noodle. Oh, that noodle. Okay, I thought you meant like your fuzzy ginger noodle. Yeah, she's doing her thing. She does that. She pretty much for like one day of her life is, after she eats, she'll come out for like a day, and then that's pretty much it. She's never been one to really explore, even when she had a tank that was like, Christ, the size of this desk. She just cave, 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 cave. Except when she used to swim, but she doesn't swim anymore. She stopped swimming a while, even though I kept giving her a pool. Mm. Yeah, I forgot to shave today. God, look at me. I look like a goddamn hippie. Hair just all over the place. What did I get today? Ah, grape gelato. Oh, and this is the, I mentioned it in the Clive stream, but this is grape kush with mint, mouthwash. If you've never tried mouthwash in your bong, you should try minty mouthwash in your bong. If you've never put ice in your bong and you don't have minty mouthwash, put ice in your bong and then fill up the water appropriately. Don't do it the other way around. Really helps keep them hits smooth. Hey, maybe we'll do a dab later because I got. Where's the? What do I have here? I got bubble hash and diamonds and sauce in here, so maybe we'll do a dab later too. Who's your hairdresser? Phillips Norelco. Phillips Norelco. 6 o'clock. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Cheers to all of you and all the subscribers, all the gaggles of the goofball, all the goofballs, and cheers, everybody. Hope you're having a groovy weekend. We'll just do that. Graham Saw, doesn't mouthwash contain alcohol? Some does. This is one that contains alcohol. It's 12% alcohol. That is part of what helps cool it down. The mint plus the alcohol helps cool it down. So that's why if you have a non-alcohol mouthwash, you may not get the full effect, but then you take the other way and you add a little bit of ice to the mouthwash too. Assuming you have an open bong. Like you can take the alcohol, add ice to it, and you will choke and cough because it's so cold. It's like fucking like you just stuck your head through a portal to Antarctica and took a breath. Have you made any plans for taking Mavis for a walk? I am looking at the possibility of Memorial Day weekend going out to a park and flying Mavis around. If you don't know who Mavis is, hold on. Where is she? Hey, girl. Mavis. Well, technically Mavis 2 is my DJI Mavic Air 2 journey. And I named her Mavis because I needed something, like I had to name her. And since her model is Mavic, I went, Mavis, that works. But something felt weird when I named her Mavis because I'd also put the stickers on, on there. Well, then it turns out that if you've ever seen the cartoon movie, like 3D animation movie, Hotel Transylvania, well, the daughter of Dracula is named Mavis. And I have a drone that flies with fangs. So it just kind of worked out. Maybe that was a subconscious thing because I do actually like the movie. Is Carrie off? I'll be dropping out, have some stuff, and go to sleep. See you later, Carrie. Have a good stream. I believe you said tomorrow. I'll be doing mine, probably while you're doing yours. But yeah, hopefully I'll get her out Memorial Day week. So like in 2 weeks. Or, no, like next week. Yeah, next weekend. It also helps that I have 4 days off. I took a extended leave, quote leave, I just took an extra day off. So yeah, probably that Sunday I'll go out, because then I'll still have a day of Monday to relax and shoot stuff in Gray Zone. What weight is that drone? She is approximately 800 grams. So she is registered uh, with the FAA, and I am a licensed commercial drone pilot. As a matter of fact, I don't know. I think I did the renewal. The renewal's coming up for her this month. Pretty sure I already did that. She's 800 grams, and I've had her holding another 500 grams of equipment. At one point, I was trying to do like the searchlight project thing. It just didn't work out because of the weight of everything. And I just kind of ran out of time. But I 3D printed a whole bunch of shit to hang on her with lights and batteries and stuff. But that was about 500 grams of stuff. And she flew, at that point, she was able to hover for 11 minutes. So flying would probably have been like 5. Zap Sparky, got a spider joining me for the stream. Looks like a current with legs. A current, is that which is that one of those? Isn't it like a fairy or something? Jack attack with the boobs. Seabed on air. Missed the mainstream this evening. Been out enjoying some ethanol. As you do. What's up? Evening to everyone, says Seabed on air. Not really, it's C Boney, but I just go with Danger Mouse thing. We've had this discussion. It's cool. It's all good. Are currants the ones Americans aren't allowed to grow? Probably. I would assume that there's probably something really cool about them or something useful, so the U.S. banned it. DCL had a Mark II Capri for a while, the V6 in it, but the back axle came through the floor because it was a bit rusty. That would be an indication of slightly excessive amount of rust on the body. Scruff in space. That was actually the wrong button, but you know what? That works. There you go, Rob. You got it. Rob likes when he can get the complete sweep. That's a standard amount of rust for a Capri. There, Chippy. Currents can harbor a disease that can spread to and kill pine trees, says Garbled User. Huh. Pine rust fungus, Admiral Rascals says. I never knew that. That's Yeah, that would be kind of crappy to have run rampant through the U.S. Like, we have a lot of fucking pine trees. Rasher, if a drone is 249 grams or less, no restrictions apply. You don't have to get it registered, but there are still restrictions as per the FAA that you have to follow. Like, you still can't fly over people. You still have to keep visual line of sight. We're working on that. Well, trust us, all us commercial guys that, and anybody that has anything to say is pushing that visual line of sight, especially when most of the time, I can see more on the phone of what's going on around me than I can if I'm looking at the drone. Because if I'm staring at the drone, I'm not seeing my surroundings. If I'm looking through the drone's camera, I do it as I'm going, I'm turning, I'm moving, I know where everything is. So we're working on that one to not have to need licensing and all that shit. I'm pretty sure you guys, the recreation to under 249 can fly at night, but you still need to have like flashy lights and stuff that can be seen for at least 3 nautical miles. I don't know. The one I got was like $6 off Amazon, and that thing will flash for hours and hours. Oh no, yeah, I'm not. I just the reason I'm not necessarily bringing up Rashford to be like, "Ugh," but it's mostly just so that you know, just so that like you don't accidentally do something because like right now, especially since I live, just a couple miles from where the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed, there are drone restrictions out the wazoo. So you like I could go down there, fly Mavis, and fucking go to jail. So like I just try to I don't necessarily want to correct people. I want to educate them so they don't get themselves in trouble. Especially because nowadays for a drone to legally fly, you have to have remote ID on it no matter what the weight is. And with remote ID, they can literally your drone transmits a signal to place where you are as the controller within like feet of where you are. So people can track that signal down. Anybody can, but specifically the authorities come find you and yoke you up. And the FAA gets really pissy when you start breaking their stuff, breaking their rules and stuff. So just trying to keep you safe. If you enjoy hanging out here, then by golly, I'd love you to come back and not be in jail or broke, because you got some fucking outrageous fine. That's all. Either way, by all means, you fuck remote idea. Yes, Graham. Like I've said here before, I shouldn't feel like I need to take things with me for protection when I fly a drone because now any dumb can just drive right up to me. So now I have to be protected when I fly a drone because, especially in the US, all these fucking morons are overly empowered from the King Orange retard. So they'll do any fucking thing they want because ain't fucking nobody gonna do shit about it. Yeah, you can spoof the ID, but man, I don't really want to get into that shit. Especially because with a DJI drone, you are communicating like the FCC has access, or I'm sorry, the FAA has access to your flight logs because the FAA and DJI work directly together and are the only drone companies that do that. So a DJI will not fly where it should not, as designated by the FAA. No other drone company does that. But yet the US government wants to ban DJI drones, who also control like 90% of the market because they're just fucking good drones. But we got too many old dudes that don't fucking know anything that think that this is going to be a mile away and look at their wife's nipples. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no fucking better than an iPhone. Like they just don't know anything about it. And, ooh, big tech scary. That's fucking stupid. Anyway, what's up, Josh Owen? Morons with guns. Yeah, like, not everybody who's a gun owner is a moron. Not absolutely not. Like, I am not anti-gun. I'm not quite pro-gun. Like, I don't think every idiot out there should have a fucking gun, but I do think, within proper regulations, you should be able to purchase and own at least a rifle. Pistols, I get the extra regulations, but rifles, But anyway, um, but yeah, it seems like the dumber you are, the more likely you are to have a fucking shotgun or rifle or just derp at it. I don't know. Anyway, old white dumb guys, a requirement for government service, says Rifleman. That seems to kind of be the fucking way it is. Why Americans generally only trust old white guys. I mean, Obama did fucking great, as far as I'm concerned. He had his own issues of, like, getting his momentum going on his first term, but his second term, he buttoned some shit up, got some good stuff going. The problem was all the racists and hypocrites and everything phobics that are so afraid of brown people fucking voted Trump in as, like, well, I mean, that was also the Democrats' fault for fucking ignoring the American citizens and putting Hillary up against them. Anyway, Jesus Christ, I don't try to talk too much about fucking politics on this. But yeah, YouTubers are making good money in the UK and Ireland around industrial sites and being approached by ignorant people telling them to stop videoing. God, I hate people that think they know what's up. Aom Videoland, what's up? What's the behavior when you try to fly in forbidden places? Does it hold a perimeter? Oh yeah, it's like a video game. When you walk up to the border and you're just like, yeah, you run up to it and you just sit there, so you turn it and you just kind of push along. It's literally what it does. It's like hitting an invisible wall. And on the controller, you can pull up a map, and it has, those are all red, the red zones, and you'll see an icon on the drone just pushing along the invisible wall. And you got to watch, because if, for instance, I happened to be flying at the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which I have before, if I had happened to be flying when the bridge collapsed, or when the authorities finally got there, and the FAA was alerted, the instant they put up that temporary flight restriction of a no-fly zone, as soon as that would have hit my controller, Mavis would have seen that she was in a red zone and would have landed. Like, you have no control at that. Like, if a restricted zone pops up, like, you're screwed. It will force land. It doesn't care what you're over. So if I was like looking at the bridge and that would have come through, it would have put me right into the water. So you got to watch that as well, especially if, like, if you're flying around a sports event. They usually an hour or two before a sports event, a no fly zone will pop up, and if you happen to be there when that turns on, it will push you to the ground. Now, this is a DJI drone. Other drones don't follow that. Other drones rely exclusively on you to not break the laws, whereas DJI helps you not to break the laws, where you can set up limits in it. It has like a beginner's mode where you can only fly so far out, where you say, hey, only fly 50 feet away from me, because you don't want to accidentally zing it off, 2 miles away when you get lost. You can say, only fly 50 feet from me, and only fly 20 feet high, because I don't want to hit that. And that's all just built in. Nobody else does that kind of stuff. Like, it is one of the best drones for beginners because of that. And the fact that if you don't know what to do, you just let go of the sticks and she'll just hover. She'll stop as quickly as she can. Like, if you're going 40 miles an hour, which she'll do 43, if you're doing 40 miles an hour and you let off the sticks, she's going to, she's got to stop, but she'll stop and just hover. And then you can catch your breath, kind of look at the screen, see where you are, then you can fly home. Or if you're totally out of it, you hit the return to home button and it will fly back to where it took off for you. Like, it will optimize battery string, it'll come home, it does everything. Like, I'm not sponsored or anything, just saying that's why DJIs are like the best drones. Like, there's so much stuff built to them. And other companies have like the return to home and similar features, but nowhere near like a fucking DJI does. Can you trust DJI covering you if you mess up? What do you mean covering me? Fan plant. I can say that since, as you may have heard, that's the second Mavis. The first one I had was, damn it. The first one, I was filming a video over water. It was the third flight of the day, and I have video of me just flying along, and and this is on my channel. Just look up Death of Mavis. So I'm flying along, and this is the camera. And then suddenly, this motor, like, where it's right there, suddenly it was here, just like going like this. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then it just went doink over that. And then the video is just the last video you have of her is her in a death spiral before she hit the water. No idea what happened. Some people were like, oh, somebody must have shot it. But I was a quarter mile away and it was over water. I would have heard a gunshot. So like something in the arm just broke, came over, crashed. I sent the video and the black box. There's a very detailed black box, like encrypted, only DJI can read it if you have the unit. But if you only have the remote because you lost the drone, there's like a summary black box report on the drone of the flight log. I sent them that and the actual video of it, just nothing made sense. And they're like, you know what? We have no idea what happened. Have another drone. We are sorry. And they sent me another drone, and it took 5 days, maybe. Like nothing drug out. I didn't have to fight. They went, yeah, we have no idea what happened. We are sorry. Have another one. And it didn't count towards my extended warranty or regular warranty or anything. They were just like, that was weird. I even have her marked on the little GPS dot because I have the final GPS results from the black box, because you can read the remote side, the summary black boxes. Anybody can read them if you plug them into a website that's up. So I have the very last GPS coordinates of where she went into the water, and it's only like 10 to 12 feet deep there. So I figure one day I may go out there with a big ass magnet and maybe find what was left of her. But like, I've never had anything bad to say about DJI because it's always just worked. There was a problem. They don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. And we went, you know what? Something weird happened. We don't know. Here you go. It was the same thing like how I've said a million times how I'm an MSI fanboy, which we'll figure out tomorrow if you watch me build that gaming rig live. I had one problem with MSI. That was when my laptop would artifact, when my Titan laptop would artifact. So I contacted him like, look, I want to take this thing apart because, I just spent $4,000 on a laptop. I don't feel like sending it to you for a month. And they're like, well, you're in the United States, so we can't tell you not to open it up. But but you don't break something, because if you break it, then you have to pay for it. That's part of that thing. So I took it apart, took all the heat sinks off of both the video cards and off the GPU, cleaned everything up. Everything was pasted good. Everything was seated right. Don't know. Put some what I put on there? Arctic Silver 5, old school stuff. Put some of that on there, plugged everything back in, turned it back on, and it's been running 24/7 for almost 8 years now. And it can still play Doom Eternal at over 60 frames per second because it's dual video cards in it. 16 gigs of RAM on on a laptop video card from 2016. It had 16 gigs of RAM, and we can't even get good price desktop cards with 16 gigs of RAM nowadays. It's ridiculous. But oh yeah, the MSI, the AMD boards with MSI, yeah, the early ones, like, and kind of like, I don't know, like they're working. Like MSI has recently stopped carrying AMD video cards, but they're like, no, we're still working with AMD with motherboards. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's why I went with a DFI for my FX60 and Winchester 3200 AMDs back when I used to run AMD stuff. But yeah, I don't know what happened with that. And now Asus motherboards are just dangerous to run anything. Modern generation, good God, if you have an Asus motherboard, please check your BIOS and update as necessary, because especially if you got like a set, like a late sevens, like the higher end 7 series, like the ones that were literally melting into the socket of the CPU, socket of the motherboard. Like, if you have an Asus custom machine or running any kind of Asus motherboard, please check your BIOS settings and look it up. Like, go to the news and go Asus motherboard Intel, Asus motherboard AMD melting. Like, there's some shit going on at Asus that they've been living off their name for too long. They've gotten real lax, real slack, and God forbid you got to RMA something from them. You might as well throw it in the fucking trash. Some dude sent in a $2,600 4090 RTX Asus for RTX 4090 just to have the melty power plug connected, or the melty power plug replaced. It wasn't fully melted, like everything still worked, but he caught it early and he just sent it to him and, hey, can you give me all he said, just need a plug replaced, that's all. $2,600 card. They sent him an invoice and demanded $3,700 from him to replace all kinds of shit that they had already started the repairs on. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing? The card worked fine, even with the melted connector. I was just trying to do some preventative maintenance. And like, Gamers Nexus did an investigative thing on it, found all kinds of shit. Fucking Jay's 2 Cents got shit going on. Like, oh my god. Like, fucking EV water cooling's like, whew, man, I'm glad Asus is taking the fucking spotlight after our fucking dumbasses were sitting in it. Like, the PC gaming world is, like, all fucked up this year. It is fucking weird. What's up, Kanish Karam? Kavakaram? We're just talking about melting computers and stuff, you know, as you do. Yeah, fuck that. The 12-volt high power connectors, like, they are not, they were poorly engineered. Especially the ones that fucking NVIDIA sent specifically for the 4-into-1. Like, those are the meltiest ones of all. If you get the custom, like, if you have a modular power supply, if you get the custom cables from, is it Cable Matters? Who's the something with cable in their name that they make custom power supply cables and custom adapters? It's a Cable Mods. The Cable Mods cables are perfect. Nobody's really ever had any problems with them unless they themselves had a problem. The adapters, they recalled all of them because they dove into, you know, it's like walking up to a fucking skeleton and going, yep, I can bring that back to life. Like, they tried to fix something that was unfixable by using the adapters, but their original fully done custom modular cables, you know, rare problems with them. Less problems pretty much than any other custom cable manufacturer. So the 12-volt high power is a terrible connector. I'm glad I haven't had to deal with it. It says Kanish Kavkaram. Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm just sticking with my 3070 and just overclocking the piss out of it. Not that it cares, it loves it. I've got it right now, it's running all the way up to 2055. Out of the box, it was like 1860. But, oh yeah, I can't, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, did they really think they could compress 4 8-pin power plugs? Like 16, so let's see, 4, 16, 32 wires of power, 16 ground, 16 positive. They tried to condense that into like 6 and 6, basically of the same gauge, with some weak ass fucking terminals. Like, the terminals are not great. Like, the spec for that was done horribly wrong, which is why they're doing an updated spec on, I don't know if they're going to call it the V2 or something else. I think they have a different name for it, but there's an updated version for it coming out that will probably be on the 50 series cards. That has some very specific addressing to it, all the way down to the actual manufacturer of the pins themselves need to be from a specific manufacturer. DeBauer did a a very interesting video on NVIDIA connectors and showed the actual part number. The connector manufacturer website has the full data on these connectors. Yeah, that's one of the videos I watched on that. Deltic Engine. I watched some of his, damn it, some of his stuff I watch. Yeah, absolutely, 4-4. They were engineered to fail. Like, it is, and the fact that so many people lost money up front that were never properly reimbursed for it because the connector itself is junk it sucks. That's a shame. I don't know if I ever did a 420. I've just been running my mouth. Cheers, 420 a little bit late. I mean, we're stoners. That's what we do. Or have a shot. Or do a cartwheel. Why not use the big fat chunky connectors like from car sockets? Asked Admiral Rascals. Well, that's actually kind of an overkill. The way those things are set up, if it weren't for like the push button at the end, you could put a lot of current through those. But that's just more of a, their cigarette power plugs are as big as they are because that was the size required for an actual cigarette lighter coil to actually light your cigars and cigarettes with, which a lot of people nowadays have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Yay, old. So there used to be this thing that would plug in there that had a picture of a cigarette on it. You'd plug it in, you'd push it in, and it would go thunk. You just left it there. It would stick in, and then when it was ready, it would pop out, hopefully not launch itself into the back seat, depending how old it was. And then you look at the end, and it had a, I guess it was tungsten or something, the wrapped coil in there that was red hot that would use to light your cigarettes or cigars. Well, whatever it was, when you popped it out, it would be orange to red hot, and it would stay that way for quite some time. Also referenced in Deadpool in the beginning of, I've never said this before, but don't swallow. That is also a cigarette lighter. Nichrome? Yeah, I have no idea what's actually in them. I'm just kind of guessing there's that. Oh, it was nichrome. Okay, what is that? I guess a nickel chromie, like nickel chrome, nickel chromium alloy. How do I not pull that word right now? Tungsten coil, iron, copper temperature sensor to trip it. So now it's called the 12-volt accessory port. Yeah. And most of them don't have anything more than the 10 amp um, fuse going to them, whereas the old school ones are usually 20 or 30. Bjorn says, I'll be picking up a 5080 when that comes out. If not super expensive. Oh, come on. Come on, Odd Bjorn. Nvidia's riding their ego high horse with all their AI and all this bullshit they're coming out. If the 5080 comes out for the Christmas season, which it seems like it may, possibly with the 5090, I can almost guarantee a 40 or a 5080. If it it for one, it better have 16, at least 16 gigs of RAM. Anything with 8 gigs of RAM is fucking tough. This 3070, it does all right because of the overclock, but with 8 gigs of RAM, it's a little rough. Which sucks because my 3060 with much less processing power has 12 gigs of RAM, but that's why it's on the video rig. But that thing better have 16 gigs of RAM, and I fear that's probably going to start at 1,800 bucks. Because what are they going to do? Undercut themselves on the 40 series? Look at the 40 series. Yeah, you can get a 4090. If you look around right now, you can find a 4090 for about 1,750. I was looking last night. So the 5090 has to at least be more than the current 4090. Like, they can't sell them cheaper, even if they're cheaper to make, because then all you're going to have all these vendors with just piles of 4090s that are never sell. So they're going to be just expensive as shit. 5090 will be 3K US, says Asmo. Yeah, I'm expecting, 5090 to be about $3,000 when it comes out. Like, I feel like a 5080 will probably be 2,300 bucks. It's that's the problem. Even if they figure out a cheaper way to make it, they can't sell it cheaper because then, like I said, you have millions and millions of dollars of inventory that'll never sell. So, like the best they can do would be just charge marginally more, just enough, and just kind of work with the vendors to get the 40s and the 30s sold. But it's going to be tough, and that sucks. I'd love to get like a Founders Edition 5090, but I'm not going to plug that into this machine. Good lord. I'd have to build a whole nother machine, but like I said, I'm going to wait about a year, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Um, I'll probably be looking at something in the 16th generation or whatever the fuck Intel calls it nowadays. And it'll either be a 5090 or a 6090. 3K for a power hungry GPU. Yeah, and the 5090s, from what I understand, they'll pretty much be out of the box at 600 watts. So everybody's going to need to upgrade. I mean, the 4090 guys will probably be all right because most of them are running 1200 watt power supplies. Unless they're overclocking, and then they'll usually get like a 1600 because those will pull 600 watts, and then they'll try to pull more. If you find software that'll really let you unlock it. Blackwatcher, enjoyed your beef stew video. Thank you. That's kind of just how I make beef stew. Everything's always a little different, and that's like my base for it. I do sometimes use beef broth in it, but I've noticed I don't really notice much of a difference. I think that's just because I put so much other flavoring and stuff in it that it doesn't necessarily do much for me. That's why a lot of times I'll just put the water in and then, finish it with the gravy at the end. A&D's 7900 XTX pulls 600 watts. Yeah, but those got 4 big chunker plugs on them, which are fucking beautiful. I'd gladly put, 600 watts through, 4 8-pin PCI plugs. Yeah. Just trying to put it through them tiny ass pins. Like, it's terrible. Yeah. 600 watts in and 550 watts out as heat. Pretty much there, Admiral Rascals. It gets pretty warm in this room when especially if I'm playing Gray Zone now. Like even Kerbal Space Program, its first version, as unoptimized as it was, isn't pushing this PC as much as Gray Zone is. Like it will run at 100% CPU and GPU pretty much the entire time you're playing. And it tends to get a little warm in here, but the processor temperatures are fine. But yeah, that pushes the shit out of it, and it uses every little fucking bit of resources it can, and including usually 12 to 14 gigs of system RAM, which I have 64, so that's fine. Like I can have all the system RAM at once. Tiny pin, 600 watts at 12 volts. There, Jonathan Hughes Rashard. Thank you. All right. For the 10, that's a euro. Oh, look, the exchange, the euro and the dollar are getting closer. You bring the stuff, Scruff. Good man. Well, I appreciate that. I'm just doing my thing. Always appreciate donates to the channel, and if as anyone's new, just in case you don't know, anything that comes into the channel is for the channel. Like here's how the channel works. Money works. You give me $1, YouTube takes 30% of that right off the bat, and then the rest, the 70% comes to me. I'd stick it in a separate bank account, I keep a running tab of basically at any point 30% of that is kind of in reserve for taxes. You know, at the end of the year, since I'm an independent contractor and YouTube doesn't take taxes out, I have to pay all the taxes at the end of the year. So we keep a rough 30% of that stays reserved, and the rest of it is for the channel. Like, this here, you kind of can't see it, but that's a $462, 6,790 piece B2 bomber, Lego B2 bomber, that was purchased and voted on and purchased by the channel, and we vote on all our purchases. The I think yeah, the channel bought this, and the Mars rover channel bought that. I think the channel bought the space station. I may have bought that one. I forget. Like, I keep a record somewhere. But any channel money goes into the channel. And I got to do a giveaway. Actually, I'll probably do that Memorial Day. I will do like 2 giveaways for merch. I'm gonna do. I figure I'll do 2, like on the Memorial Day stream. So yeah, next weekend, next Saturday. 4 chatters, because I'll do a non-chat, like an open post one. That'll be the next one, but we haven't done a chatters one since the beginning. But we'll do a chatters contest thing, which is, you know, kind of random, like that trivia thing we did last time. And it'll be for $40 worth of merch. And then, you know, the channel covers shipping. But anyway, channel money is just for channel stuff. Games, video games, like Kerbal, Warzone, Big Kitty, Little City. You know, we vote on, like, these were like predetermined stuff that we get. Poppy Playtime. You know, the channel punches the microphone, you know, over Poppy Playtime. But none of the equipment, like, that's not channel. That's all me. I gotta take care of that because I like my stuff. But yeah, all channel money is strictly channel money. Christ, I probably could have said that so much quicker and shorter, but I'm just fucking. Oh yeah, it's Pussies and Piano time. Holy shit. Alright. Get another hit here, and then we'll switch over to Pussies and Pianos for a few minutes. Like I said, we got a double header from Rob. Hopefully it'll play right this time. And then we will get back to flapping our gels. Let's see, make sure we're all set up here. Why is that there? Hold on, that didn't. Sorry, hold on. That didn't play correctly. That opened with VLC. We don't do VLC, we do media player. Classic. Because it seems to run better for some reason. Alright, hold on, let me reset this up real quick. That was unexpected, as I realized the wrong player was there. Let me make sure the options are set correctly to play the next thing. Play next title and folder. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna go, let's go do Pussies and Pianos. Let me push play, make sure we have volume. Is anything else playing? Nope. Then we will begin. Let's see, swipe that over, scratch my nose, and press play. Mm. Thank you, Pianoman. And yeah, this is Media Player Classic, not VLC. I don't know why it did that. That's strange. It usually doesn't change. Let's see, playback. Oh, it has auto zoom. Let me turn that off. Boop. Um, yeah, I think that was that auto zoom. All right, so that should be better. They are going to town as usual, all over the carpet, as they do. On C2S, I don't think I can deduct my weed on my taxes, though I did spend quite a significant bit on 420. Um, I don't know that that quite counts, and they'd probably get mad with as much as they'd have to reimburse me for anyway. And I don't think there was a response to that. Font, what's up with your kitty cat? What's up with 5 days until Kitty? Is Kitty okay? I think I saw. Oh, other side of the country, driving back home. Ah, I had to drove. I drove. I've driven from Maryland to Virginia, then out to San Francisco a few times for work back in the day. Driven to Canada, driven to Fort Key West. At my old job, I drove all over the damn place. And yeah, when I had to go to Key West, that was for work. Boy, was that a shame. I had to stay in Key Largo for 5 weeks on the fucking company's bill and go to Key West every weekend. Oh no, that was terrible, let me tell you. Nothing like being able to literally walk out of your motel room. Motel meaning your door opens to the outside world, not into a nice hallway, which is fine because that works because like you'd be sitting in bed and like geckos would run across your wall. It was fucking awesome. But like you open the door, I would walk out and 10 feet there was channels, like water channels, and there was fucking manatees, like the sea elephant, whatever, just chilling, swimming along, doing their thing. Jumped in the water, swam with a manatee, just like in the wild, hanging out with them, like this big giant floopy looking squishy nose thing, just like pat pat pat, fucking giving them belly rubs and stuff. It was amazing. What time of year? That was let's see, it was 2007, and it was from it was either the last week or the second to last week in September, and then we left. It was like the first day or two of November. So not super hot either. Like the temperature was pretty nice. I mean, obviously it was obviously it was a little warmer. September was a little warm, but after that it wasn't too bad. We were working out of down installing the theater in Coral Shores. I believe it's high school. um, really cool place. Like the that part of the island, and it was on Mariah. I don't know. If you look up Coral Shores High School, you'll see it. It's like right next to Key Largo, or on Key Largo when we were next door. I don't know, but like the island kind of narrowed a little bit, so like part of the school property was actually a beach. Like, and when they said white beaches, they weren't kidding. It's fucking white beaches. So if you were on the roof of the school, which is where some of our work was, because we worked on some of the smoke hatch uh, fire system as well. But if you're up there, you would just look out over the white beach and the water. Like it was just serene almost, like coming from Maryland where the Chesapeake, where the harbor, you go down to, let's go down to the harbor and look at the poop brown water. You know what I mean? Over there, it is clear water and white sands. And the view is amazing, and it's really, really good when you're getting head while you're staring out over because you happen to be working with your girlfriend. That was a great time. Anyway, I may have queued up something wrong there. Yeah, that was that the copyright one. Did I play that again accidentally? Where the hell did the lighter go? Rob, did you take my lighter? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that how I'll have to get with you on Discord at some point and show you my directory, and we'll have to fix all the titles because they're all jumbled and kind of like one of them just says Scruff Street and doesn't say actually what it's called and stuff like that. So we'll sort that out. Admiral Rascals. Hoop Brown Water. That's all the runoff from DC. No, I think DC catches some of our runoff actually. Like no joke. You like go out there. Well, now you on the rare days when like there's no wind, nothing's moving, nobody's doing anything, and like it doesn't clear up, but it's less nasty. Now, besides like once you look past all the needles and shit floating in the water, now most of the inner harbor, when you look down at the shallower parts of water, it's just all the rental scooters that douche nozzles fucking threw down there. um, so that's like the new thing now. Well, not the new thing. They've been doing that for at least 5 years, but that's like the new the new not attraction. It's almost like the new Easter egg. If you know, you know. When you look down, you're looking at so many shorted out lithium ion batteries that who knows what kind of like we're gonna start having electric blue crabs that are like fucking like punching all we're pulling them up out of the crab crates and they're getting like punched in the face and shit. Were the key bridge detonations loud? I have no idea because I wasn't able to I wasn't able to figure out when they were going to do it. Nobody quite knew, and they weren't telling anybody till like the last moment, as far as I know. So I was here, and I didn't hear anything. I mean, granted, I was playing a video game that has explosions in it, so I wouldn't have noticed anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I watched video of it, and it looked cool. I went to work the next day, and I was looking at it, and let me see. I may still have the picture from my perspective after they blew it up. 'Cause I did try to take a couple pictures. Did I save any? Did any? Oh, yeah, there's one. Okay, so I saved one. So this is my perspective from where I work. Kind of get the trees out of there. So that. Oh, shit. Boop. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to switch cameras a while ago. So, like, that's the piece they blew up that was sitting on it. But yeah, that's my view from work. Also, if you're new here or you're not and you didn't realize it, that's where Amazon is right behind me. I'm actually in the Amazon parking lot when I took that picture of everything. Um, so yeah, me and that bridge were born on the same year. I hope we don't die on the same year because I'm kind of feeling pretty good nowadays. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, that's been just weird. Oh, in case you haven't heard or didn't know, they have retrieved all six of the gentlemen that lost their lives when the bridge collapsed. They have retrieved all six. They weren't going to do any of the explosives until they did. Um, but it was just a few days afterwards that they were getting ready to do it. But they have retrieved everybody, so everyone has been reunited with their loved ones. And you know what? For that, why don't we do a toast? A little early, I realize, but while we're on the subject, a toast to those who were affected and are still being affected, and especially to the friends and family of the six gentlemen that lost their lives on the bridge that night. To everyone, I hope this helps, with the closure and with, you know, just helps. So, cheers. Oh, and new guys and gals, if you haven't, like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Oof. For some reason, 1200's been hard to hit. I don't understand why. And I don't know why I'm hitting a microphone so much tonight. Like, holy crap. I guess I've had worse nights, but not this bad in a while. I still need to flip that mount around so I can get this clip, like, from not, that's when I hit the most, is right here. Because when I put this adapter on, that took the cable on. I don't know. Maybe I need to, because I don't really have any place to put a drop down mic like a lot of people do. I could do a sideways mic, I guess, kind of like a Tozy does. Um, I was watching someone, who was it? Someone I was watching, they're sitting there talking, they're like grabbing the microphone and moving it around as they're talking and stuff, and I'm like, how the fuck is that not making all kinds of noise? Like, how much is that microphone mount? Holy shit. But, yeah, I don't know. Fuck, shit, bridge. Yeah, they think it ain't gonna be till 2028, they think, until the new bridge is ready. That's, that's weird. I don't know. It's still one of those things that just from every hill in Baltimore, like if there was a hill just a little bit higher than everything else, there was the bridge. Mavis flew the bridge. Like I found old footage from 2021. I mean, is that accessible right now? If you want to see what the bridge used to look like, I think I still have my. I think it's on this one. What day was that? Let's see. That was Fort Carroll. Do I have the drone or the project bridge.mp4? That's 11 seconds. That's not the one. I thought I had a longer thing of it. Hold on. Sorry, I just thought of that. There's a bunch of pictures. Well, what is this? It's it was the last video I did. Like I did a stream um for Memorial Day flying around Fort Carroll. It's an abandoned island fort that's basically a bird sanctuary. It's privately owned now. You're not supposed to go on it, even though some urbexers do, which is fucking great. Um, oh, oh, oh yeah. I was like, oh no, let me turn the sound off. It's a drone video. There is no sound, asshole. I don't know where that bridge footage went. Because I had this weird cut. Um, that I did. Is this it? Oh, here we go. Oh shit, there it is. All right, hold on a sec. Let me fit the window, and you can see what the bridge used to look like. This was unreleased, previously unreleased footage. This is what I took after I did that. That was like my biggest live stream ever, I think. Top capture. Let me fit it to that window. And up. All right. So here's what the bridge used to look like. No sound, it's a drone. But right there, that's the pylon that the boat hit and is now hung up on. The gentlemen were, or no, they were on this span here, which luckily when it fell slow. That's why, like, when they pulled some of the vehicles up, they looked like nothing was really wrong with them because it was a slow fall. But the problem was things came down and encapsulated some of the guys, and like from the fall they got knocked around, I guess. Um, oh yeah, she's just sniffing around. But yeah, right about there, where that car is now, is where the crew was. That's the one that got hit right there. I mean, you can see, look at all the rust and everything. It's not like it was in awesome condition anyway, but it also had no protection to it. And they had actually been working on a lot of that rust. Actually, you can see here, like, you don't see any rust during that span. They just hadn't gotten there yet. They hadn't gotten to a lot of the bottom spans yet. But they were doing a restoration to it, but oh, there we go. That's what we used to have before it got blowed up, which is always a bummer, obviously. And yeah, she's just, yeah, like after she poops, she likes to move around a bit, doing her thing. Pinky, I remember watching you fly Fort Carroll live. Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen Binky, the name Binky, in a while, but I do kind of remember that. I actually went back not too long ago and started looking at like the ones that I had chat on and seeing some of the people that are still here like 3 years later. Like, I don't know. Maybe you should seek mental health, people. Crazy. Ah, cheers, everybody. Top of the hour, really late. I don't know. Cheers. What do I mean 3 years later? Actually, four? I don't know. I've been on YouTube for no. Was it 2009? Like 15 years? But uploaded my first just dumbass video. And then I started to like attempt to do some live streamy stuff. Like, I guess right around the fluvid times. Laser 2120, I am no bridge expert, but the legs look ever so vulnerable, or have the ships gotten bigger? That's the problem. Ships keep getting bigger, so there's less and less clearance, and no, those legs weren't. At the time, they were considered to be adequate when they were built 47 years ago, but boat technology has just gotten bigger. Um, but apparently the ultimate goal now, instead of having a 65-foot deep like trough that's basically a valley, not even like an expanse but more of a valley, is what they had. So like the big boats would have a very exact route they would have to follow. um the new goal now is to have it to be 100 foot wide at that depth and still have more clearance and protection around the next supports uprates. I forget what they call the big things on the bridge stanchions. Uh, But yeah, ships have gotten bigger. It's for something that large. It's, to me, it's funny how quickly they've gotten bigger. I guess you could say, like how they've been able to literally scale everything up that quickly in the past 50-ish years. Some people have cats like a fashion accessory, and some people actually bond with them, says Fanta. That is absolutely true. Me and my cats are we're pretty homey-fied. Oh, and the outside cats. Yeah, lately when I've been going outside to feed the outside crew, um, the dude, Mr. Tabinator, they'll come up and say hi. Well, Mr. Tabinator will run up, look at me, and then he'll eat for like 5 minutes, and then he'll look at me, and then he'll run, even though I'm like 3 feet from him as he's eating. as the dude will come up, he'll get within like a couple feet of me, and he'll just kind of sit there and hang out. Won't let me pet him or anything, but let me see here. Is it still daylight out? Oh yeah, no cats. Here is. I'll show you the dude cam if you haven't seen it. We have 5 confirmed that neighborhood cats, and all 5 of which dine in front of this camera all throughout the evening. We have the dude, Mr. Tabinator, Tuxie. Well, yeah, sorry. So, yeah, to finish the story, Mr. Tabinator, he runs up. Then the dude will kind of chill, walk up, hang out. Then he'll leave. And then Tuxie will be like 10 feet away, like a 10-foot radius. Again, like, the video game wall. It's like Tuxie will be within 10 feet of the stairs, like just patiently waiting. And then as soon as I go in, Tuxie will come up and get something to eat. Then overnight, Gray Buddy will usually stop by. And then the new cat, which kind of might be a chick. I don't know. I gotta see if I can find a video where, everything lines up with the camera right. But there's 5 of them now that I kind of help take care of. And I have a cat house out back, but nobody seems to really go in it. And like, even so, just today, like, it had a flap on it, like very floppy, easy. But I went ahead and I velcroed on. I velcroed the flap off and stuck it up to see if that maybe was kind of pushing them off, even though like there were paw prints in it, but no laying prints. And I used to have a camera watching that just to see, but nobody ever really moved in there. Look at the Terminal Islands new bridge in Louisiana. Is that the one that had the big barriers put up that actually worked? Because I know there's one that was built recent-ishly after a bridge collapse that apparently, like, they had good fucking luck knocking it down. What cameras do you use for kitty cams? Okay, let's see. So that's my Ring camera. That's I think it's a second. No, that's a first gen stick up cam from Ring. That like came. I had to buy some stuff for the uh, some sensors, like door sensors and shit for the house, and I bought enough that they sent me a free stick up cam, which is outdoor and it's hooked up to a solar panel, so now it's just always on, which is cool. The Wi-Fi is a little rough. I'm getting ready to restructure the entire wireless network in here, so that's coming soonish. This one is a what is this? Oh, this is a Nexigo 930 AF. Autofocus, meaning it just fucking pops in and out. I forgot to lock it, so hopefully it wasn't doing that the whole time. It's a Logitech 930 clone, but the autofocus on it does kind of suck. But it's not bad. It's got a pretty good picture once you lock the focus on it. So like I don't have anything special as far as like equipment, camera equipment. Like the camera you're looking at here, that's a really old HTC U11 cell phone that has a pretty decent camera in it. So I paid I think it's $6 a year, or maybe just $6 for Droid Cam OBS, which is the version of, like, they have regular Droid Cam where you can get like just regular webcam stuff, but Droid Cam OBS connects directly to OBS and is beginning to support 4K, whereas regular Droid Cam is 1080 just to be a regular webcam, where Droid Cam OBS is for 4K and higher definition stuff that there's either coming right now or it's already here, or maybe it's some phones. I don't know. I haven't messed with the settings much because I transmit at 1080 60. So I don't need 4K on there because I don't need to add extra processing, I guess. But I fucking love my HTC. That one stays there. And then the one that's sitting over there is its sister, another HTC U11. And I film a lot of my work videos with that. Like if I need a second camera, like some of the Gaggle or Goofballs cameras, like I'll be driving a forklift around and you'll see me, like this camera will be behind me and that camera will be like on the front bumper. I have a oh, not here. Where is it? Oh, that's downstairs. I have a magnetic mount that I just stick to forklifts for like driving around or when I'm doing my forklift repair videos. But yeah, I love the U11. Like I rocked that phone for like 5 years before I finally gave up on it, and that was just because I switched carriers because T-Mobile bought Sprint, and then Sprint became garbage. So now I'm with Verizon, which is a little better. Ubiquiti Unify Kit is good for Wi-Fi. I have heard of that. I have that written down somewhere to look at. This is on TP-Link One Mesh, and One Mesh it's all right. Like I haven't experienced other mesh networks, so I don't know what the expected behavior would be. But it works pretty good. Uh, then and the fact that all the walls in the house have expanded steel in them that is grounded, so I'm living in a like every room, almost every room is a Faraday cage. That's why I have a router, a repeater, a repeater, and a repeater that talks to another repeater out in the garage. And I still have weak spots in the house. So I'm getting ready to put the router probably somewhere back here. Then I'm going to move that repeater to the front of the house so I can get better signal when I'm on the front porch or in the front yard. And then the repeater that's in the basement will probably get moved upstairs. And then everything else will stay where it is. Since I got to remove the network from the basement and basically move everything upstairs since don't need it in the basement anymore. And I have coverage down there anyway. I'll just have to put my router and switch back here. Well, actually, no, I should probably leave the switch downstairs because that's already kind of a main hub for the network. You know what I mean? I thought possibly moving it over to where the ONT is for the fiber optic, but I don't know if I want to build. I'll probably eventually build a network wall, but right now I don't. I'd have to move too much shit to do that. Warning: high waveform malformation area. There we go. You'll get the best speeds if you can wire all your APs. Yeah, that repeater. Well, yeah, that access point is. Sorry, I always say repeater because I come from like old school CB. So pardon me. Remote access point or access point. That one's hardwired in. That one's hard. Yeah, actually, the two main ones are hardwired in, except for the one in the garage, which is connected to a repeater. Um, but yeah, that's so much better. And I did notice a significant gain in the speeds when it only had to worry about clients and not also wireless meshing. Oh, dead birds playing Gray Zone. Phew. Yeah, she's a good sneaky. I went through today and changed everybody's water, cleaned everything up. Bama, so you think you'll use Wi-Fi 6? And I think you have, yeah, my entire network is Wi-Fi 6 on gigabit. Um, Everything wired is gigabit, including the uh, Verizon Fios. I usually benchmark around 950, 950. I don't know. Let's go to speed test. All right, man. I know there's one of these you can do where it doesn't fucking blast all your IP address and shit. Is it this one? Let me run one real quick here. Let's see, 700. Ooh, that's kind of slow. I don't know where that's connecting to. That says 700 down, 263 up. That's the Google one connecting to Washington D.C. Let me go to Ookla. See what y'all got. Why are you connecting me to Virginia? Alright, like if y'all know what's best. Hold on, I'll let the results pop and then I'll see if I can frame it in, I guess. Yeah, I find the Google one to be weird when you run that test. Oh, she'll be good, Mama, no worries. The danger noodle. She's not dangerous. She just likes to give little hugs. Yeah, that seems a little more like it. You just gotta blast fucking the info. Everybody's information is all over the goddamn place. Holy shit! Is there any way I can frame this without? See, the results don't matter. That should be fine. No, not at all. There we go. So that's the only reason why I upgraded everything to Wi-Fi 6 and Cat 6, because that's while I'm streaming. I'm still getting that kind of upload and download, which isn't bad for like $100 a month. Um, FiOS is really priced well because it's one of those things they don't need to charge a lot because their shit works. Everybody that's on FiOS gets it, or that's on fiber pretty much gets the FiOS. Comcast is trying to compete, but they've been trying so hard to compete that the fucking Fair Trade Commission said they had to stop advertising 5G and 10G. Well, our new 10G network is so much faster than everyone else's, and it was not. It's not even fiber speed. Um, and the FTC had to tell them to knock their shit off, and they fined them for it. It's fucking great. Comcast, like an Xfinity, Jesus. I ran with them for many, many years, and I was always frustrated when their best plan was 100 down, 5 up, and I'm trying to run like a little Minecraft server. So I eventually got frustrated and I switched to FiOS. And I was like, "What do you mean, 100 up, 100 down?" I'm sorry, did you say something wrong? Like, no, it's it's the same. Whatever that special word is that they use with synchronous, synchronatic, synchro something, same speed. Um, and I was like, why is it cheaper? And the rep said because a lot of people are switching to it because it works. And I went, fair enough, even coming from a sales rep. But you can kind of hear it in their voice when they're just like, look, it just fucking works, man. I don't know what to tell you. Um, and since I've had FiOS, I have had absolutely 99.99999999999% uptime with them. Most of my network things, I had to reboot my equipment when there was a problem. Like, it's fucking butter. I mean, it runs great. I don't know. Not advertising, not a sponsor or whatever. Just saying Verizon FiOS for the price of $102 a month. I'm paying $1, like that's not bad, I guess. And it's funny because, like I've said on here before, I've always heard that Europe had like everyone in Europe has fucking gigabit internet and it's $5 a month and everybody's super fast and you US guys, you guys suck. And I was like, man, how the fuck are they doing that? But then I started doing this and come to find out that's a bunch of bullshit. Apparently everyone in Europe's like, what the fuck, man? Like apparently it's hard to get good internet in Europe. Well, in certain zones anyway, I guess I should say. And I'm getting thirsty. I'm starting to hear it in my headphones. Sorry. Zap's got 31 down and 8.8 up. Yeah, that's not bad. Like for your, depending on what you're doing, like that's not a bad connection. It's a shame that like your Comcast could never sort out some shit like that. Frank's got a gig down and 300 up, which is like I'd be fine with that. Like, I'm live streaming now at 10 megs a second for 1060 or 1080 60, and apparently it looks pretty good and it sounds pretty good. So I mean, like for 10 megs a second, 300, yep, like that's golden. That's great. Unless you're running a file server, like even my media server. If I'm watching a 1080 stream at work because there ain't nothing else to do and it's fucking peak season and you're just drooling in your boots because you're actually not allowed to go look for work. But anyway, you're streaming that in at 1080 60. I was only pulling in at like 30 megs a second. You know what I mean? Like 300 would be fine for me, but I'll take the gig up and the gig down because I'll look at it this way. If I got a gig up and I got a gig down and something horribly terrible goes wrong and I only have 10% of my speed, I still got 100 up, 100 down. That's my biggest thing. I went with gig so that I have the extra overhead in case there is a network issue. Well, I understand most network issues are on or off. There are congestion issues, and there will be as more and more and more and more people are getting pooped out and getting their internet going. But I like having the extra overhead. What's your role at Amazon? Well, I work for a forklift company, and I am the site lead at Amazon DCA 6. I am in charge of 253 units, 248, well, technically 247 of which are powered by hydrogen fuel cells, which another company works on, Plug Power, who is probably going to go out of business in the next year or two, if not sooner. So I have to deal with issues with hydrogen fuel cells. We have order pickers, reach trucks, stand-ups, clamp trucks, pallet jacks, aerial stuff from JLG, which is lead acid. Um, but I just work on forklifts. I'm a mentor, technician. I do training. I'm the guy that I'm like, if people ask what's your specialist, what do you specialize in? I tell them I specialize in being a specialist because I have every specialist certification that uh, we offer. I just get bored and I start doing all the tests and shit. Uh, Anybody plug power stocks sell or short sell at Scrufdog? Look, I'm not saying I can't. Obviously, who knows who's watching or whatever. Whatever. Anyway, but plug power, there seem to be some issues in the company. Obviously, I can't go into too much because even the person that I not hung out with, but talked to at work, who worked for Plug Power, even he left because of things getting weird there. But then he also is now a contractor for NASA and the Department of Defense. So I mean, you either get to be working on hydrogen fuel cells, barely making not even making $30 an hour, or you can go make a lot of money working for NASA and the Department of Defense because he's a veteran anyway. He had special operations training and shit anyway, so he's just getting back to what he knows. Unbeyond currently has 300 meg fiber for 150 US with TV and various streaming services. Well, as long as it comes with something else, that's not bad. Like I don't, I think I might get some kind of weird local TV thing, but I'd have to buy another box. So I just use um, I have the Amazon Fire TV 4K Max, Fire Stick thing, and that has what's it called, Freevee on it, which is basically instead of having like ABC and watching this show and that show and that show and that show, it's just like the Transformers channel, the fucking Beavis and but I mean I don't actually have Beavis but like like mostly old shows like the Bonanza channel, and then they'll have the ABC News channel, which is mostly pre-recorded stuff from earlier in the day. I watch that every once in a while, just because sometimes as you're flipping through, you see some of that coleslaw. You weren't looking for it, but when you see it, you're like, hey, you know what? While we're here, I'll have some of that. So you end up watching something for a couple hours, or find something that you remember watching when you're a kid. You throw it on and just put it on in the background while you go like fucking tinker with something or do the dishes or whatever. NASA is better than plug power, says Admiral Rascals. Yeah, definitely. I've done as a forklift technician. I've actually done work with NASA. Some of their forklifts, custom forklifts and specialist equipment. I've worked with them down in what is it, just north of DC? Something green something. I don't know. Their NASA thing they got a facility that's right by Fort Meade ish, if I'm remembering right. Married with Children channel, probably, maybe they may have that Jack Attack. 24-hour news channel, also known as the internet, but a bit later, pretty much. Oh no, you're fine, Fauna. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm a little concerned of. But the other thing to remember is Amazon has a lot of stock power, stock in plug power, so Amazon would probably bail them out, just like they are doing with Twitch somehow. Twitch, the largest gaming streaming service ever. Owner comes online and goes, "We ain't made money in years, bitch. The only reason we're here is because Amazon pays our bills." Like, holy shit, how the fuck how does Twitch not make money when, like, I'm pretty sure they tried to bill you just for typing twitch.tv into your browser. Like, everything over there is a fucking microtransaction and they can't make money? What is wrong with you? Ridiculous. Like, I don't even, like, I early on, and like when I was first attempted to do any kind of streaming stuff, I was doing Doom Eternal over on Twitch. Never really got anywhere because I mean, like, I had nothing, and I wasn't really advertising, that because I just really don't too much. Um, but even just like the little bit of people I get, it was mostly just assholes coming through. It was like, okay, this is derpy. And then I started doing more streaming over on YouTube, and like a bunch of y'all showed up. Y'all ain't so derpy, so most of you are fairly anti-derp, I would say. YouTube isn't any different to Google Alphabet. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously all the same thing. But Twitch is just degraded. I mean, nothing will be as dumpster fire as fucking Kick is, but Twitch is. I just don't understand how they cannot be profitable. You're welcome, Frank. Yeah, I don't think my style of chill broadcast really fits on. Yeah, it's not Kick, so I'm not some dick fucking walking around pranking people, punching them in the face, going, "It's just a prank, bro." And God, I. But it is good to see that every once in a while one of them gets shot, one of them gets stabbed. Like, those are always happy videos to see the Kick pranksters get fucked up. Like, I'm waiting for that dumb fuck Neon to just get killed on stream, and like I may actually throw a party because he is one of the biggest pieces of shit on the internet. Um, but anyway, yeah, I almost like it started to look into Kick before I realized how much of a it's just where pieces of shit go. That's pretty much, you just go there because nobody else will accept you. Like, sorry, like, I'm sure there are some good people on there, but God forbid, like, they should probably not be. Yeah, Franco, how's punching someone in the face a prank? Yeah, I don't know. Everything they think is a prank. It's because they're fucking dumb and they think all they can do whatever they want and just go, it's a prank, bruh. And that suddenly makes it completely fine and obtainable. And then you got a couple of them that walk around with bodyguards. And it's like, what the fuck? That's anyone that's a bodyguard for one of them pranksters, by all means, I hope they fucking catch one in the fucking head. Like, they really need to. Like, this is your fucking job? And then the one dude has a convicted felon of violent crimes specifically for that reason. It's like, oh man, just what a moron. Bunch of fucking morons. Yeah, Admiral Rascals. I've seen some videos on Neon. He's a messed up dude. Yeah, he's all kinds of like. He really needs to have that 72-hour fucking evaluation done. Bum fight was a shitty thing. I remember bum fights. God, that started a lot of this weird, the weird genre of internet videos and streams that you get. I definitely don't understand what these IRL streamers. Is that right? Like you just stream everything you do all day? Like, have we really like? I'm not. I guess I shouldn't really ask. Like, we have devolved to the point where we're so bored with our own lives that we'll watch someone else's dumb life and hoping that they do something stupid. Which, as I'm saying this out loud, I guess that kind of makes sense because it seems like most IRL streamers are fucking double digit IQ morons. Not all, but a high percentage of it seems to be that they're all drooling on themselves when the camera's at the wrong angle. Like, God. Might have Black Roger says might have more respect for the pranksters if they cook stew every once in a while. Well, I mean, and it's funny. I don't know why this made me think of if they cook stew every once in a while. I guess nice, whatever kind of thing. Like half of them they'll come on the next day, man. I learned my lesson. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, you fuck you didn't, because 3 days later, after you're unbanned from Kick, I mean, Christ, like he threatened to like he threatened some like federally illegal shit on a minor on stream, and I don't think anything's come of it. He got a 3-day temporary ban. Ugh, anyway, God, way late 420. All right, we can clean the bowl. Toot toot. Cheers. Idiocracy is getting closer, says Oddbjorn. God, what do you mean closer? Idiocracy started in 2015 and was solidified in 2016. Now it's just pretty much reality. I'm just waiting for morons to walk out there with some Gatorade and start watering the fucking crops. Oh, it is. The human, like, we're doomed. People just keep getting dumber and dumber. Honestly, it's kind of like I'm glad the channel kind of stays a little tucked in and small, just so we don't accidentally attract too many fucking drool cups. All right, is everything that's there? That's there. That's that can get closed. All right. All right. Are you sure you know where the B2 came from? All right. George Carlin in Dogma. That was a great movie. George Carlin, we were both born on May 12th. Um, I have all of his specials on my media server, as a matter of fact. Are you sure these pranksters didn't get you? Are you sure you know where the B2 came from? It's just a prank, brah. Yeah. Yeah, these instructions, just a prank, bruh. Ah, boy, that's going to be interesting to finish with all the pieces that have fallen off of it. Oh well, yeah, and I still got to glue together the iBot. That hasn't moved yet, just because a lot of yesterday was trying to get something going with a video for the Goofballs, and then getting the computer build. Uh, actually moved lighting off of my old workbench over to like the new temporary workbench, so it's lit up like a mother French toaster in there right now, which is good. I could use more light in there anyway. Franco is off to Betty Pie. Have yourself a good evening there, buddy. Thank you for the hanging of the out. And we love you too. The instructions from China that's translated to English. Yeah, some of them are a little less than useful, I guess you could say. What's up, Megavolt Meister? How's it going? All right, Franco, tag Megavolt on your way out. We'll just call that a tag in. And there's that freaking little clip I always bounce into. It'd probably take me like 2 minutes to fix it, but I've just been talking about it for like weeks. That's all. At Kalar, what's going on? That 50K piece hanger for the B2 is going to take a while. Yeah. At least we got a little break with the slightly frustrating Fallout iBot. Oh, and me and I think it was Rob. Was it Rob? Lurie? Somebody. We're talking, I think it was Rob, talking, instead of using super glue, because it's just kind of stuck in my head because of the Lego movie, it's Craggle, which is crazy glue. It's just like, you can't see all the letters. But just using like Elmer's glue. Like, I got a shitload of Elmer's glue. Just use that. It's easier to separate. And worst comes to worst, if it gets really stuck, you just soak it in warm water and then it just falls apart anyway. So, no, thanks, Rob. But yeah, when I go to do the iBot, I'm just going to use Elmer's glue, or I guess that's PVA. Rob called it PV or PVC, PVA, whatever Elmer's glue is. Ugh. Pardon. By the way, has anyone have any suggestions on a power MOSFET rated for over 700 volts VDS? Ooh, I don't know, Kanish. That's seems sort of specialized. PVA, the white glue PVA. And we just call it Elmer's glue, or most wood glue is basically stained brown Elmer's glue. That's one of those things where, like a Xerox, give me a Xerox of that, give me a Xerox of that. And all the white glue we have in America, we just call Elmer's glue because that's what we grew up with the little cowl on the front. And then they got the Elmer's glue sticks. I have purple ones of them because they were on discount. That's what I use for on the borosilicate glass plate. Um, I put that down if I'm doing PET G. That helps the PET G release a little better, and actually it helps with PLA and PLA plus a little bit if your plate's having some problems. Put down some like glue stick, like get it warm but not too hot because you don't want to melt the whole stick out. Just put some of that around there. That'll help bond it. And again, if it sticks, or in that case, if you have borosilicate plate, you just take the plate and just toss it in the freezer. Like you can take it right off the printer as soon as it's done printing and just set it in the freezer like on top of a fucking bag of peas. And if you hang out for a minute while it's closed, eventually you'll just hear it pop off and you'll be like, there we go. Just reach in and take it with you. That's the best part about the borosilicate glass is the fact that you just toss it in the freezer after a 3D print and it just pops off after a couple minutes. Usually a couple minutes, sometimes longer, but super glue is not as permanent as it's not, but the other thing is with super glue is it can gas out and affect the ABS. They leave that white gassiness, which obviously you're not going to get with Elmer's glue. So Yeah, that's the other benefit, which I'm very careful when I've used crazy glue or super glue, whatever you want to call it. Like I'm very careful to make sure it's way up in there, so that if it gasses out, it kind of stays localized. Like I've not had any gas out, but I do feel it was a good idea to just use PVA. So I'll try that. It'll be within probably a week or two. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I can take it downstairs tomorrow after tomorrow's live stream. Just glue it up. I just got to make sure I don't get anything on the towel. That is the tablecloth down there. It's soft and fluffy and doesn't scratch cases. Admiral Rascals, the automotive version is the best goop glue. Yeah, I get all kinds of goopy gluey stuff. Especially working with, I used to work at a auto parts place. So yeah, what do I have? I think I've gooped something downstairs. But yeah, I usually have some goop around. I feel like Revel Contact Precision Poly Cement Glue. It says Jacques Attack. Are you talking about the stuff that was in like an orange and white tube with the silver tip that basically melted your models together? Like miraculously so? And that's kind of what that sounds like. Remember using that stinky ass stuff putting together model airplanes when I was a kid. The one you had were blue. Modern US super glue is shit. Well, that's why. That's why we try to rip our headphones out. That's why I use Loctite 404, because that's the original formula. Originally licensed like many years ago, and they hadn't had to change theirs because they fall under enough of an industrial license that they can keep using all the horrible ingredients. Yes. Love that shit. Modern glue is cryana something or other glue, is it? Yeah, the stuff I used to use when I was a kid was actually like melted. Like it was like a solvent glue. Like it melted the pieces together. It was fun. Yeah, I learned that on a like you know when it's in the middle of the night, you're just like going through YouTube, like I don't know. History of super glue. Yeah, all right, cool, bam. So it was like a 20-minute thing on history and how that was invented. I can't remember a bunch of it, but I remember they were like, yeah, and Loctite bought it for their classic Loctite 404 original form. I went, really? Is that why that works so fucking good? Because I've always used that stuff. Orange model glue, good safe, blue bad. I wonder if that has changed. Like, I wonder if, because I remember the stuff I had was definitely not good. But that was in the 80s, so that's probably been updated, I would imagine. Along with Tester's plastic model. Maybe that's what it was. Was it Testors? Here. Maybe it was Testors. Let's see. Tester's model glue cement. Nah, I remember using that, but it wasn't that. Most of the Testor stuff I used was their paints. And I think I still actually have some of their paints. No, that wasn't that. Because I bought some paints around the Fluvid times for painting 3D model stuff. God, I still got to finish that Rick and Morty. It's only been sitting there for like 4 years. Well, 3.5 years. I want to know the glue BMW uses on their aluminum panels to stick them together, says Fama. I have no idea. But whatever it is, make sure you pay the subscription fee so they don't fall apart. Because I'm pretty sure they can take your glue subscription away. Dissolved, not melted. Okay, alright, alright. Look up the BMW glue to glue their panels together. Okay. All the plexiglass products are glued with solvent. Yeah, they have that special, like, really thin applicator thing because it's so thin it fills the gaps really well. Apparently, like, plexiglass adhesive has somewhat of a wicking effect or something. Red Dwarfer, what's up? Tommy model glue is the good stuff. They even have an ABS glue. Yeah, it seems like a lot of ABS stuff is just difficult to work with. That's why they got the what's the new stuff? Is it like ASSA or something that's like the properties very close to ABS, but it prints like PLA or something like that? ASA? That was ASA. I have it in my glue bin, Testers 3501. Needle application, yeah, for the plexiglass contact stuff. PVC pipe glue is just solvent that melts the pipes together. Yeah, the stuff I use the I guess that's the purple stuff is the primer, right? Yeah, the purple's the primer, and then the clear stuff's the glue. They make one that's supposed to be both in one, but for some reason I just they've been separate for long enough. I don't know that I trust the stuff that's primer and adhesive, so I always do the purple primer and then the separate adhesive when I'm doing PVC. Zap Sparky, Loctite 243, 406, 480, and 403 are used at my workplace. I have no idea what they're used for. I'm just responsible for the stock. Well, there you go. Hey, as long as you're good with numbers, that'll work. What's up, Mr. Phil? Hey guys, just joining in. Are we adhering stuff or getting high? Well, we're talking about adhering stuff while I'm trying to get a little bit high, but we're also talking about some of the adhesives you could use to get high, because let's face it, some of them, like solvent adhesives and other such, are just a little stinky. It doesn't. Chippy, you know what I'm talking about. Biscuits, all right? Melts, biscuits. Biscuits. I don't know. And smelled amazing. Let's see. Interesting. I've ever known the blue PVC pipe adhesive. New two-part action. Just brush and attach. Yeah, here it's whoop, purple primer, clear adhesive, and then it's, you know, adhering stuff can lead to getting high. That is true, Red Dwarfer. That is true. Flowplast SC250 solvent cement. The clear is the solvent, not the adhesive. Gotcha. I don't know all the. I don't get into it enough to like specify between definite, like, proper enunciation or terminology, I guess I should say, of melting versus dissolving versus biscuits and cookies. They might get you high, but they are just as bad as me. What? As meth. Okay. Just as bad as meth. Oh yeah, like their primary function, when inhaled, is not to necessarily get you high. It's just to keep oxygen from getting to your brain. Blocks oxygen from bonding with your red blood cells, so your brain doesn't get oxygen, so you get high because your brain is dying, kind of. Whee! Fix Fixofix is a fantastic contact adhesive, says Pianoman. Fixofix? It sounds like something for booties. Fixofix! Fix that big old booty. Actually, I should probably do that properly.
Fix.
Fix that big old booty.
Alright, that seems a little better. Fix. Gorilla glue is crap, says Admiral Rascals. Yeah, the I don't know what type of glue or adhesive that is. The shit that bubbles up. Like, they say push it together and then it just oozes out the side. It gets the weird bubbly shit. Like, that is annoying. I love the tape, but not like I know that's a specific type of adhesive that I guess it's a gas off effect. But I've always been annoyed by that type of adhesive. Now, as far as anything adhesive goes, I work mostly with Super 33, Super 66, and occasionally the Super 88, electrical tape. Because I have so many different places I can go at work just to get it as a free supply that, like, that I love that stuff. Mostly 66 and 33. Best electrical tape in the known galaxy. Just pick your particular resistance level. Gorilla Glue is just expanding foam with minimal expansion. That seems about right, yeah. Gorilla Glue is messy as fuck, yeah. Funk jizz as fucking gunk. The Red Dwarfer, yeah. Most of the adhesive I use is either super glue, seal all, which is a good bonding, a sealing adhesive. Seal all is good, like the old school yellow tube. As far as gluing goes, then like Elmer's glue. Yeah, I mean at work that's a whole. There's no point in talking about that. That's nothing really glued at work except for if we have to replace some of the handle grips. They come with tiny, tiny, tiny tubes of super glue to glue everything back on. I think Snakey will be just fine. She's just stretching it out since she pooped. Again. Mr. Phil, I will live and die by 33. I love that shit. Generally speaking, 33 is the best to use because it's the most pliable. Because 66 and 88, they have a slightly different tug, slightly different texture to them because they're more resilient to everything on the planet. Whereas 33 is really soft, really pliable. It doesn't do that weird thing where like you run it and it tries to stretch and move and leave all the goo behind and shit. Like, it just fucking works. It does what you want it to do and it just fucking works. Doesn't it there, Mr. 8K? Fanta, I super glued the bumper tabs back together the other day in a rental. Hopefully they won't notice I took the bumper off and going over a railway line. Whoops. As long as the body lines match, I'm sure it'll be just fine. Is Jack Attack broken? Are you sending like, or is this like a Russian code word you're sending out there now? PUCT1 OB1 Nito makes good tape. I don't know that I've heard of Nito. Maybe like work itself. My place that I work for, they get whatever cheap ass tape they can get. Like, I don't even bother like asking for it anymore. I just go to my various customers who just give it to me for free. Tessa tape. I've used Tessa tape, Zach Sparky. Not much, but I use it every once in a while. I think I've used it in a few years actually. Nito Denso. Nito Den. Thinking of Nip and Denzo. that what the fuck I'm thinking of? For like spark plugs and stuff. Oh, Corolla, low clear. Oh, is that one of those like sporty looking Corollas with like the weird, almost squinty tail light things that have like this much clearance to the ground? UV glue is handy for stuff that has to be fiddle fucked in place. It doesn't set until you want it to, says Red Dwarfer. I've kind of looked into that a little bit. I need to look into that more. Like, how appropriate is that for various materials? Does that just seem to work for most stuff? C2S with the boob shot. Very good, very good. Oh, CT1 adhesive and sealant. Okay, so your cat wasn't walking on the keyboard there. Jacques. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock. Hold on, let me drink some water first. The Lockwater says the Gorilla Foaming Wood Glue is polyurethane, mostly used for glue and an excellent crack filler. You trying to fill up the crack? TAPVA and glues all have their applications. Well, yes, Asmo, thank you. OP1 is the old CT1. CT1 is the new concoction. Red Dwarfer says UV glue seems to work for most stuff, even metal to acrylic. No shit. Well, cheers everybody. It's top of the hour toast. Appreciate everybody hanging out. It's actually, I really didn't think I'd have much to talk about this stream, but I just keep running my mouth. So I guess that works. So cheers everyone. Top of the hour. Tessa is trying to be the new 3M, but they are failing at it. Yeah, I don't really know much about Tessa. I know I've used it before, but that's about it. Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company. That's right, 3M. That's it. I've read that. I've heard that before. Yeah. Avatar boobs. Oh yeah, blue boobs. Bloobs. Oh. Cheers to ever 3M VHB tape. I've used VHB as well. There's someone bloody random. I got a fart. Alright, that's better. Hooray for farting. Respectfully so, you know what I mean. Great for dash cams. Yep, yep. Let me scroll around. Ooh, find the correct mouse. Scene sealer. Josh Owen uses JB Weld. I use JB Weld actually a lot. Especially at work. I mean, it's good to adhere stuff. It's good to fill in, like, pack stuff. You gotta fill in a hole, just fucking pack that motherfucker in there. You can drill and tap it out. It's pretty good for adherence. For a pretty good adhesive as well. Can you respectfully fart? Yeah, I think as long as you do the one cheek sneak, but you maintain eye contact, you're respectfully farting. You know, as you go. You just gotta maintain that eye contact. That's being respectful. That way, everyone is acknowledging the fact that you have farted, respectfully letting everyone know. And then you give them, you know, like, what you gonna do about it? Look, must assert dominance. Yes, you must assert your aromatic dominance among others. At least Obi-Wan glue isn't the stuff that held R2-D2 and C-3PO together, says Lockwatcher. Ha! I hope he had enough force. I don't know. Fart respectfully, but smell won't respectful. Well, yeah. I'm not saying that necessarily the scent would be a respectful thing that would happen, but at least you're letting him know that they should probably run in a respectful manner. 3M VHB is what we use to attach the aluminum outer skin to the frame of ambulance bodies. Well, there you go. I think I might have some of that out in the van. Dab time. Well, I mean, it's always a good time for a dab. Shall we dab? Alright, let me move my fruit shake remnants upstairs to the shelf. To the shelf! Well, more of a ledge. Yeah, you don't do dabs with a bong, you dumbass. I should probably have grabbed the dab rig. Because that is up here. Oh, right. I don't know if anybody is digging on Gray Zone or like I was talking about how I've streamed it once or twice. Check thoughts on E600 glue, asked Penelope Meow. I've used that multiple times for windshield replacements and like window, like plexiglass and real glass. I find E600, 6000, Jesus, good. Personally, I find E6000 to be quite a superior adhesive as it bonds to many surfaces. Thank you. I don't know what the hell that was. I think it's like I'm just really fucking hyper today because I haven't really done much as far as cannabis goes all day. I've been like so relaxed. Like I woke up this morning, I kind of overdid it a little bit, but I mean, it overdid it to the point where it went away quickly. As soon as I got something to eat, I was just like, oh, well, that was fine. But then I just kind of went easy on it because I was just relaxed all day anyway. But yeah, I noticed I've been using like a little bit less here, a little bit less there, just because I'm not so stressed anymore. I'm getting projects done. I'm having a good time. I've really got to clean the dab rig. Yes, Penelope, thank you for breaking my brain for some reason that happens. So the diamonds and sauce. What flavor is this? Does it have a flavor? This is Now and Later from SunMed. Diamonds and sauce. So diamonds are THC. The sauce is like terpenes and flavor. We'll put some of that in there. Sometimes you just need a moment, says Kanish. Yeah, sometimes you really just do need a moment. Base of wall mount. They did use a metric fuck ton of the stuff. Friends drilled half the day his TV was delivered. What was the other half of that? What was in that shake? Strawberries, bananas, and orange juice. Like I said, the whole problem is I'm too aware of my situation right now. And I think, honestly, I think it's because I'm falling back into gamer mode. Like, I haven't had, like, I love playing Doom. Doom is a great game. Doom is my favorite game of all. I don't know why I don't have some Doom tattoo thing on me. I've been playing the game for goddamn over 30 years. Um, but I missed some online like at first I wanted single player first person shooter, like I even talked about that here. But then I started hearing about these exfil games and I went, all right, what's that all about? And then like Gray Zone came out and it was on Unreal 5, which is one of the things that I wanted was if I bought a FPS, I wanted it to be on the Unreal 5X engine because it is fucking amazing, as some of you have seen on my streams, and just know the Unreal Engine is absolutely amazing. Hold on, let me get some hash. I have some bubble hash. And I run the game on mostly medium settings. Somehow I'm still getting generally around 80 to 100 frames when a fucking most 4090s are running the thing at 160. Here's bubble hash. I don't know the flavor, I forget, but there's a lot of it. This whole thing is full of it. Whoop. But now I'm getting to the point where I notice that most of my schedules go, okay, well, can I get some Gray Zone in there? Which is funny because Gray Zone isn't a game you just pop in and pop out. Like an exfil game, once you go in, if you just quit the game, you lose everything you just did. Well, unless the server crashes, which happens a lot, and then you have about a 50-50 shot of losing everything you've gotten. Although, from what I understand today, from what Ed was telling me, the entire US server system crashed today. And everybody that was out on a mission lost all their gear. Apparently, he lost a lot of good stuff. So that sucks. But I mean, it's basically late alpha. So that's going to happen. Well, there's Ed right there. Don't fucking remind me. There you go. I was pissed along with thousands of others. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's going to get a review bomb, which is fucking stupid if people do it because it's fucking alpha. It's going to fuck up. Still annoying as shit, obviously. Not downplaying your frustration there, Mr. Bird. But yeah, like, I don't know. We'll see how this patch goes. I've watched a couple of the reviews of the patch so far. That should be coming out next week, and apparently everyone's saying it's a lot better. There's a lot of fixes in it. Alright, this is my Carta 5 dab rig. Oh, let me make sure it's not clogged. Oh, good. It's clear. I'll wait for that to heat up. Cheers, everybody, to doing a dab. I don't know. Take a shot. Do your thing. Just bought a Mark 18 with a 20-inch barrel, 60 round mag, and a Vortex Razor 1.6. Oh, that's what I got sitting in my fucking pack right now. I think it's only got a 60-inch barrel. $7,000 rifle. Fuck balls. That's pretty much it. It's one you get at gunny level 3. I think the one I have is a 16.5 barrel, but as everything else, it's got the voodoo on it and everything. Yeah, Fur Bear did love his dabs. Oh, we'll do that one. We did that one for Fur Bear. Let's do a quick drink. All I got is water, but the toast of Fur Bear. The dabbiest bear I ever knew. Ah, hmm. That stuff hits pretty good, especially with the hash on top. Why is bubble so tasty when hot pressed? I don't know. Just the different processes seem to leave more flavor in there. It's always useful. What's up, TJ Boons? How's it going? I had a bright idea and asked the guy that looked like he had level 3 and figured I'd ask since I lost my other good one. Huh. Yeah, I was trying to get some stuff yesterday, but nobody was speaking, and I didn't feel like bouncing around the other servers, so Ugh. I'll be coughing up a couple things here and there. I got to remember my 2 cough buttons. Uh, mm. See, what is that? Isn't E2000 the teratogenic one? It works well. Avoid the nasty ass fumes. I've never noticed the fumes being horrible, but yeah, I mean, anything that fumes off or gases off, you definitely want to avoid that. Oh, shizzle. Basically, I lost like 40 to 60 grand today. So pissed that I wiped. You finally wiped your butt, Ed? That's good. You should probably do that a little more often than just if you lose a bunch of in-game money. Not real money, folks. Don't worry. Don't feel sorry for Ed. When we wipe, we get a hell of an arsenal as we reset our accounts, and he fucking just plows through the shit like he's a fucking like pro YouTuber. And I'm sure he'll catch up to me in like 20 minutes. I'm almost to level 8.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
There we go. Good hit. Well, hits. So apparently, like I said, the first patch is going over well from what testers are saying. Apparently, it's sorting out some of the stuff. But yeah, if you enjoy watching that, wow, I can't believe I'm still rambling on. That all started with that. I actually just joined Nothing But Skills. He's a YouTuber who plays a lot of Xfil stuff. He plays Division 2, Gray Zone. That other new one that came out that's getting accused of stealing from Escape from Tarkov, but he plays a lot of those games. I've been watching him a lot lately. When he's playing Gray Zone, he live streams pretty much every day playing one of those games. You are off, Chippy. I'll tell my girl that if they don't let her out soon, I'll come in and go grab her. Someone wants, would someone like to bite Mr. Egg Cake? He seems to be making a request. Phew. Yeah, not dollars. In-game dollars. It says, Division 2 was a nice game, but every time you leveled up, so did the enemies. Like it was always a parallel battle. Not quite downhill, not quite uphill. Yeah, that seems like you should be able to kind of go back and just, yeah, I don't like how that works like that. It should be different areas have different levels of AI. Because, I mean, if you think about it anyway, if you're like, like if you're one of these people that just keeps resetting every time they get to level 30, because they like doing PvP, and apparently that's just what you do when you do that. If you go to the beginner's town, you're only going to find a certain selection of weapons, because that selection of trophy, of reward matches the AI level. So you shouldn't go back when you're level 30 to go get a fucking basic ass AK and have to fight a level 30 boss to get a basic ass AK. You should be able to just walk into town or have your junk ass weapon, like why you would need one anyway, but grab your weapon and walk out. Oh, the fucking echo thing's still up there. My bad. Yeah, hold on. Let me just move that. Oh, yeah, let me just move that over here real quick. Turn that off. Move that back. There we go. Sorry about that. Forgot about it. Yeah, actually, that's on a bunch of my things. Because the past couple times that has gone down, there apparently have been a lot of people experiencing an echo. Now let's get that all turned off. All right. What's good for breakfast on the weekend? I pretty much eat the same thing every weekend for breakfast. Well, the same two things. Um, um, fucking potato skins, loaded potato skins. I get them like frozen potato skins from the grocery store. You know, it's a potato. You cut out you cut it in half. You know, kind of cup it, fill it with cheese and bacon and cheese and bacon and cheese and bacon and bacon, bacon and bacon. I pretty much eat exclusively those on the weekends. For some reason, my system and my brain can't operate with a lot of other foods. Except I do occasionally eat the all-in-one stuffed hash browns from, I think, Bob Evans. It's a hash brown that's crispy as shit out of the microwave of all places. And it's got cheese and I think ham and sausage and egg in there. And that sometimes I can handle on the weekend. But like first meal for me is really hard to do for some reason. So I'm really um really kind of picky on the weekends. Like during the week, I'm either eating chicken and potato, Rural Farms chicken tenders and French fries. I just eat that all day. I pick up my box of 2 tenders and fries in the morning, and then I just take a couple bites every hour throughout the day, and I'm usually finished that by 2-ish. Uh, or I go to McDonald's and I get the steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal with hash brown and a medium coffee with 1 creamer, and that's it. Tend to drink about 30 ounces of coffee a day, which is, that's, Royal Farms 20 ounce, medium coffee at Royal Farms, and I usually have 4 or 5 ounces of coffee, for 2 smoke breaks during the day. Oh yeah, I missed another 420. Shit. All right, let's use this one. Happy 420. 2 minutes late. Yep. Eggs over easy. Pancake mix with things added like bacon. I've bought frozen croissants and let them rise overnight and bake them in the morning, and they smell amazing. I like to mix pancake. As some of you know, I've been experimenting with pancake mix to find pancake mix that makes good muffins. Like I'm good at making. I'm sorry, good cupcake esque thing. Like I make the ones I make now are like hearty muffins. But I'm trying to get them slightly fluffier before I put out a recipe per se. I should probably get closer to back in front of the microphone. Although I do believe OBS is pretty good at keeping me at the right. Okay. So Clive said something about being 15 decibels low. At this point, where am I? Because everybody knows creators, like they know the volume level they should have on the creator if their TV or whatever has, volume on it. Where am I in the world of um levels? Like Clive, I have to turn up a little bit. Um Seth Meyers, I have to turn up a little bit. There's a couple I have to turn down. I've heard that lately I've increased the volume a little bit because I was on the lower end. But I'm looking like my meter over here hits about negative 15 decibels on the meter most of the time when I'm talking, even if I'm side-eyeing it like this. So I don't know where like how that is, because even if I look, Clive said look at the YouTube stream, the stats for nerds, and it matches about negative 17 decibels is about where I average out. Some are saying average, some are saying a little low. Okay, so I'm on the slightly quieter end of average, most likely. So that's good for me. That works for me. So I'm probably close to, like, Clive is slightly lower than average for me, so I'm guessing I'm somewhere in that average. Ed Bird says way low for me. Well, I guess that's your issue, Ed. I have to turn you up, and I prefer it. So okay, I'm on the low side of average. That's not bad. I don't really see a reason to turn it up, because I know I do get a little loud sometimes, especially when
I turn up the voice because apparently that's just louder. It sounds louder. At least in my headphones, it sounds louder. But I think that might just be in my headphones. I don't know.
So I guess you'll have to let me know how that goes. Or buckwheat pancakes, ham steak, soft scrambled eggs. Yeah, I like the softer scrambled eggs. Yeah, and grits. I've tried grits, many different recipes for grits, and I've never tried proper, like, southernish grits, or I don't think I've met anyone that knows how to properly make grits. I would love to try proper grits at some point. Henrik Oldcorn says, God damn it, Scruff, I'm trying to write code. Can't do that while giggling. Well, sure you can. I love this mixer. We have fun with the hydrogen voice. I just can't come up with a great use
For the lower voice, because
like I know my voice is already low, and that's not all the way down. Like if I turn it all the way down, it's hard to understand. Like at least for me.
like when I hear this voice, I don't necessarily. It feels like it doesn't enunciate enough, and I feel like I have to over enunciate.
See, I have no idea if you understood that. Electron Box would love to know what Henrik is writing. The ransom voice. Yeah, it sounds like a really deep ransom voice, and it like if I had a higher voice, it might work. But even if I tried to like talk and send me that higher voice or whatever, like it just doesn't translate right. So I think that's just a little too low, but it still has its uses because if you get a good burp in down that low, it's going to sound like fucking Godzilla, like has gas. So like it does have that use. The effects are louder. It does seem like the effects get louder, and I'm guessing that's because of the overlapping and the compression, I guess. Is that right audio terminology? Because it's got to compress and kind of overlap a little bit. Especially for the pitch.
Up. Way up here.
The low voice sounds like someone's voice being masked on TV, so they're unidentifiable. Yeah, I found that, let's see.
Where is it? Right about here. This seems to be right about where the burglar voice is. Yes, ma'am. Yes, we broke into the house. Yes. We let the dog lick peanut butter off of our testicles and our bing bongs. Yes, we did. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, so that seems to be where that's at. And that's about, if it's 0 to 10, that's at like 3. And hydrogen is obviously 10. Because if you're going to go hydrogen,
You really have to just go all the way up.
Because down here, it's kind of more like this isn't that unusual of a sounding voice. Like this is actually a fairly normal tone. But
This really is not much of a normal tune.
So that's why I prefer to use the hydrogen voice. And then, I don't know, the reverb's pretty good. Anyway, Christ, now I'm fucking just rambling on about the fucking mixer. But anyway, I do appreciate that apparently it has given me my voice of YouTube. And tomorrow, the same company, as some of you have heard, you know, these are the lapel mics. I'll be wearing one of these tomorrow right here. I did a little bit of testing. It seems like it's pretty good. It seems like it processes it to more of the Samsung, you know, microphones, which obviously it's being processed on Samsung hardware. So hopefully those will sound all right. Otherwise, if it sounds like dog dick, then I'll just unplug the USB thing from the phone and it'll switch over to the internal microphones and we'll just use the Samsung because tomorrow's live stream is just on the phone. But I'm going to be using Camera-Fi Live. None of this because I don't know. Do you think, how well do you think a 30-foot USB-C cord would work being plugged into like a USB 3.2 port? Like, do you think it would be a clean camera signal if it was like 30, 40 feet long? Like, I don't actually know. Redneck Atheist says you're not going to find proper grits outside of Georgia or Alabama. I have heard pretty much that statement before there. So I guess I'm going to have to wait till next time I go down there. Can the cats use it? What, the mixer? I'm not really, no, they're not allowed in here. I'm a southerner and I love grits, says Penelope Meow. Make sure you use non-GMO corn. Yeah, I can't stand anything GMO. That's always a good reminder and a good recommendation, Penelope. That sounded like Deviant Olam. Why Olam? Why does that sound familiar? Olam. Gollum? Gollum? Someone's mom? What? This is assuming that it's spelled right. I have no idea. Okay, moving on. Flip that. Alright, scratch the nose. Did you ever try to put a camera on one of the cats? There were attempts to harness train a couple of the cats. The two that were pretty cool with it were, of course, the two that moved out after the divorce. And none of the cats here are very interested in being harnessed up, and they're indoor-only cats anyway. And the outdoor cats, they don't get close enough to, like, put a harness on, nor would I trust them walking around with a camera on, not in this neighborhood. I can't hear about grits without thinking about my cousin Vinny. My cousin Vinny, says Phil 1969. Yes, that is a very good point. I have to catch up on your videos. I think I'm too behind. If you haven't looked, Mr. Phil 1969 has a pretty awesome YouTube channel. aka Luke. Birch beer, yes, Rifleman. I drink the hell out of IPC birch beer, which I don't know that that's the best out there, but I do try to find more, what the hell's the word for like small, you know, like the smaller independent breweries of like root beer and birch beer. I love drinking birch beer. Craft, there it is. Thanks, Garbled User. Yeah, like craft. Like some of the grocery stores, you can actually find a lot of local craft root beer, cream soda, birch beer. Usually the same places because they're sort of related-ish, I guess. Microbreweries, that's another one there. Pianoman, yep. But no, I like my dad got me into cream soda. He used to pretty much only exclusively drink IBC cream soda. And then I got the Birch beer, which is the big Pennsylvania Dutch Birch beer. I started drinking that a lot. That's really good stuff. The IBC is pretty good. I think the Pennsylvania Dutch stuff is actually more like accurate, not just flavored garbage. Garwood user grows their own sassafras. That I'd love to have some like super real ultra homemade fucking root beer from actual sassafras extract. I've had that once. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah, that was 20 some years ago. The AMW is good for cream, like any of that stuff. Even it's mass produced, IBC and AMW, but for what it is, it's pretty good. The Pennsylvania Dutch beer is good stuff, says Admiral. Yeah, like that's pretty good. Um, I love the color in it too. If you pour it in like an actual glass, like the color to it is fucking beautiful for some reason. I always love pouring it out and going, almost sexually satisfying.
Oh, baby, look at them bubbles. Oh.
You know, as you do when you're about to drink a glass of birch beer. I like going around and finding like there's sassafras or sassafras as I call it. There's sassafras around in Maryland. I like going to find them and I break off. You can snap off the like the green um leaf ends, like the branches that are still fresh and green, and you can actually chew on it and the fibers in it and use it to brush your teeth with, and it fucking freshens and it has antibacterial properties. Like you can use sassafras to clean and brush your teeth. Just break it off the tree and just fucking chew on it and then use the fibers to brush your teeth. And it's basically built-in toothpaste that's better than most fucking toothpastes you buy. And it tastes fucking great too. Sassafras. Sassafras. Every time I hear sassafras, I think I go sassafras because then I think of Billy and Mandy and Sassy Cat. And that makes me think of Hoovers, aka Poofy Girl, who I also call Sassy Cat, because when she is feeling sassy, she fucking wags that tail like, like she knows what's up. So she's also known as Sassy Cat. I have red sumac that grows wild around me. Isn't sumac bad? Or is that what you make birch? What? Don't know enough about, only thing I really know about is root beer and sassafras. I don't actually know how the other one, the cream, I always assumed birch beer was made something to do with birch. Admiral says sassafras grows all around where I live. Yeah, I love looking for them big cool leaves. Poison sumac. Yeah, nobody likes poison sumac. There, John Key. I've run into that once or twice, like not literally, luckily. Anything that really bugs me in the woods is when you hit those pricker, like the sticker bushes. Like the twig, the stickered bush twig things. If you get poked, certain ones you get poked, man. It's goddamn necrotic, uh, like like venom almost in that shit. That fucking, like, I get a sore and then it like turns into like almost a cone shaped sore that's there for like a month and a half. Really weird. Favorite smells? Anything Maryland steam crab related, be it rock salt or Old Bay, but just in general, steam crabs is one of my favorite smells. Bondo. Love the fucking smell of Bondo. God, I haven't smelled good Bondo in a while. Um, Well, no, honestly, that's the two things that popped into my fucking mind. That's steam crabs and Bondo. Apparently are my two favorite smells because that's anything that I can think of. The worst thing the wood or net. Oh, I have fucking nettles. Jesus Christ, lock watcher. Those goddamn things. A black thorn. It may be. I feel like they're black tipped thorns, like green. They're all green stems, and I feel they may be black tips, possibly red tips. I can't remember. I haven't gone on a good hike in a while. I have a cedar chest upstairs. I call it the Skyrim chest because it looks like one of the fucking chests out of Skyrim ish. And it is a full cedar, and it still smells like cedar. I have various linens in it, I guess you could say, just like bed shit for upstairs. Mimosa flowers? What are mimosa flowers? I like drinking mimosas. Back when I drank alcohol. Kind of miss those. They were nice on the weekend. I would start with a coffee with Bailey's Irish cream in it. And just not enough to get drunk. Just enough to get the good taste. And that would actually usually set my stomach up for a better breakfast. Am I supposed to start drinking in the morning now? Great. And then I would usually have a mimosa after breakfast as dessert. And, well, of course, a lot of times after that, I'd have like 5 more mimosas. And then, like, Jack and Coke, and Everclear, like pure grain alcohol. But boy, my weekends were. Hey, I wasn't an alcoholic though, because I never had to go to a class. Although I did used to be a drunk driver way back in the day when I was an asshole. But I stopped doing that quite some time ago. Whew. No gold or potions? Gooseberries suck their prickers. Are so what? I have no gold or potions. No. I used to drink Goldschlager, which meant I was probably pooping gold. I really thought about that. I had valuable poop. Ew. I miss Bailey's. I know they have a non-alcoholic stuff, but every time I drink that, I go, man, I kind of want the alcohol now. But I'm like, I haven't had alcohol in 8 years. So I don't really feel like going back. No gold or potions in my chest. No, I have probably cannabis residue in my chest. Oh, that chest. No, that's not. No, nothing in that chest. No, although I probably should. Sorry. The Skyrim chest. I keep forgetting chat's got a weird delay. It's just probably not a bad idea. I should probably mix up some like fake ass potion and like stick it in there, like label it something. I'll let you know if I find something. Maybe I should hit the thrift store. You can always find some pretty wicked looking stuff that would look like a potion bottle. There's C2S. I miss Bailey's. That was probably, besides Jack Daniels, which I wasn't one of those angry drunks that drank whiskey. I would like go through a 750 a night, and I would just start talking about technology and modding Xboxes. And people would just look at me like, dude, we don't give a fuck. And I'm like, yeah, but listen to this. I was reballing this fucking CPU the other day, and people were like, oh god, not this. I got really, really chatty and just wouldn't shut up when I got drunk. I've never gotten mad when I've gotten drunk. I just don't shut up. It's just annoying having a hangover the next day. With cannabis, if I choose to get, like, I really only get fucking ripped mostly on Saturday nights. during the week, I'm usually just enough to be medicated and relax a little bit harder towards the evening so I can sleep and my brain shuts the fuck up. Um, that's most of what my cannabis use is for, besides my horrible neck. Just really needs to shut the fuck up sometime. I've said before. Banana liquor. I've tried banana liquor. What did I had 99 bananas. Is that a the 99 bananas? It's not bad. It's not bad. A&W root beer is even better served in one of the giveaway frozen mugs from the 70s, says Lockwatcher. Yeah, that would be just fine. Here who goes again. What'd I do, Zap? Hear about people abusing nutmeg. Yeah, I heard something about that. I never really. It's just one of the things I heard about it, and I remember just shaking my head and going, I don't feel like feeling dumb today, so I'm not even going to look into it. So I never. It just got to the point every time I hear about it, all I heard was blah blah blah, stupid people, blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, I'll kind of keep an eye out on that. But yeah, weren't people trying to get high off a nutmeg or something like that? Redneck atheist. I used to maintain a near blackout level of drunk as a way of self medicating for back pain. Yeah, that was part of the reason why I drank so much. Because of my good old C5, well, C2 to C7, especially C5 to C6. Just keeps getting worse. Love that shit. Can't wait to go to us, get another MRI and let them go. What the fuck? Should probably pull the disc up. I'll show you what the inside of my fucking head and throat look like. I'll let you see inside of me. At Pilar says, "Oof, that radio has too many components to completely take apart. But fiddling in those caps between all the other stuff is annoying." Ah. At Pilar with more awesome videos. Molasses. Yeah, I've heard molasses is I feel like I've heard of that being used in other of the related sodas we spoke of, like cream, birch, AMW, root beer. Now, I never quite heard exactly how nutmeg was being abused. I was just like, I don't know. But yeah, what was that? Is there a summary of what is it? What's the TLDR? Too long, didn't read. What's the TLDR of nutmeg abuse? I gotta check this chair. I really think that the lock is ovaling out. I feel like there's way too much play in this compared to where it used to be. Especially when you unlock it, it's fine. But I usually don't hang on it unlocked. Rennick says it's all lumbar with me. All the vertebrae look like hammer unions long past needing to be fired. Yeah, all my C2 to C7 all look like 50-year-old brass hammers. Except they're crumbling in the middle, which is awesome. It sounded like Ted Levine from Silence of the Lamb for a second there. When did I do that? What did I do? I didn't do nothing. What? Found out the new banana bread Pop Tarts that are really tasty have no bananas in them. Well, what the fuck? I can understand synthetic flavors and shit, but if you're gonna sell something that says banana flavored, by goddamn, especially if it's a pastry of some sort, put some goddamn banana in that fucking thing. What the hell, Lot? I am sorry to hear that. That is some bullshit. Hmm. The best place. No, the store is an original 1938 store, unchanged since new. Oh, in Boulder. It's in Boulder City, Nevada. I think wait, is Nevada part of the Four Corner states? If it has, then I've kind of been there. Like, I've been to the Four Corners. Boyanya. Is that Spider-Man doing a cartwheel? We have no bananas today. Oh, you sounded like Ted Levine from Silence of the Van when he said, "I'll let you." Yeah, that's kind of where I was kind of going with that. Good, good. I'm glad that worked. Thank you, Fama. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, wait a minute.
Yo, motherfucker, wee!
Good song. It's a good song. Isn't there the idea that all banana flavor is based on the Gros Michel banana that is now extinct? I think, George, because the banana flavor hasn't really changed, and I know we're on the Oh, I used to know what our current banana is. Isn't it some fancy name? It's like a CH word. Poor bananas. They're all the exact same banana. Like, that is a problem. Cavendish, that's it. Thanks, Henrik. Yeah, that's our current clone machine. Damn, what word am I looking for? Susceptible to instant demise with one fucking bad plant virus or infection or whatever plants catch that make them sick. Cavendish. Okay, so I said CH word. I was kind of right. There's a C and there's an H, so. What time? Oh, it's 8:51. All right. Well, I guess we got about 9 minutes. Then I'm going to get some food. And then I'm probably going to shoot people. I mean, not like here, but like, in some weird tropical town that I can't pronounce. Oh, Ed, next time we're either we both wipe at the same time. Ah. Or we get the next big wipe. I'm probably going to switch clans to the Mithras, the M1, because apparently like tons of people are piling into Crimson, and it's actually making it more difficult for like to find servers and all that because everyone's piling into Crimson because that's like the cool one. Besides it having the cool name, it's got the cooler backstory. Um, but a lot of people have been moving over to the M1. But I ain't gonna like. I'm trying to reset now. Like I'm just finally starting to like get somewhere with it. But next time, like something happens, I'm gonna switch factions. Big wipe. Yeah, every once in a while they take Gray Zone Warfare and they just completely reset, like reset the map, reset everything. I guess introduce new stuff. Like no matter what, you are reset. Like you can manually do it as you go. I've done a few times. Ed's done a few times. Ooh. But this is a forced reset as they introduce new stuff. Garbled user needs some mental floss after tonight. What do you consider mental floss, garbled user? I would be interested to know. Like, does it involve a bug climbing into one ear and taking some actual floss with it, and then doing its thing and crawling out the other one, so you can go? Or is there a more figurative version of that? Sliced bananas fried in clarified butter with reduced caramelized condensed milk topping. Redneck atheist. Actually sounds pretty good. Doesn't sound like something I'd be able to make without fucking it up. Huh. There's a fungus that is causing a problem with the Cavendish. So possibly in the next while, I think they still have to grow Michelle. Just not commercially possible to grow them. So we're gonna have to find a whole new banana. Possibly find a whole new banana soon. Oh, poor Ed didn't want to reset. Google America's Test Kitchen, all about cornmeal, grits, and polenta. We'll try to remember that. Penelope Meow as well. Is Mr. Egg Cake flying away? Are you cartwheeling out for the night? Every damn stream I end up making myself hungry. Says Redneck Atheist. I don't know. I'd like to help. I'd like to think that I'm at least help like part of that for you. That I would like to help you become hungry, because we always talk about food in the 8 o'clock hour. We know how that goes. I gotta get around to actually filming another Cooking with Scruff. Like this, it's been really busy lately. I need things to calm down. Hopefully, I can get caught up on things on Memorial Day weekend, 'cause I got 4 days off. I'm gonna try to clean that Thursday. So I may not have a Thursday stream. Well, no, it shouldn't take that. I don't know, we'll see. Well, no, if I'm off Friday, I can do some basic. Sorry, I don't need to work my schedule with you here, but hopefully I'll be able to get a bunch done on Memorial Day weekend and still stream just fine and play the shit out of some games. So, yeah. Whew. Bananas Foster. I've heard of Bananas Foster. I think I've had Bananas Foster, Lockwatcher. Pretty sure I've had that a couple times. So not totally extinct, just threatened. Okay, so like you just can't take it out there because it'll the old banana will just go. It has to be basically kept in somewhat of an isolation thing, I guess. Ugh. The visualization of using dental floss to scrub around the lobes. There you go. Palms are a delicate type of plant. Yeah, I heard there's some issues with palms, especially with what's the environmental word? There's that whole palm protection thing too that I try to keep in mind when I'm getting stuff with palm oil in it. I think it's like 4 letters. Responsible palm thing, something. Like, not that I look hard for it, but if I have the choice and I see that it's like responsible, oh my God, that it has been responsibly harvested, then I'll go with that one. Which you are starting to see it more and more. It's amazing how seeds can stay alive for that long. They carbon dated seed husks back to after they had sprouted too, says Pianoman. Yeah, it's really interesting how seeds kind of just can go dormant and just not give a shit what happens around them for really, 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 really long time. Boink Busky is making meatballs with secret sauce and Miracle Whip. Kind of sounds like the same thing there, Boink. All right. Worcestershire sauce, Frank's Red Hot sauce, ketchup, and a garlic powder. Sounds pretty good. Responsibly sourced. Ah, there it is. Yeah, the RSPO, Mr. Phil 1969. Yeah, I don't know if someone else said that yet. But yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I remember it was 4 letters. One of those things when you see it, you go, oh, yeah, there it is. Like, I don't remember, but I remember. You know what I mean. We all have one of those. All right, it's almost the top of the hour. We'll do one final toast on the way out. And then, I don't know what I'm going to eat. Oh, no. Well, I got, like, what did I get? I got what the hell did I get for, oh, no, I got a chicken salad sub today. I ordered a crab cake with french fries and a chicken salad sub. So I have a chicken salad sub waiting for me. So I'm going to go try that. I haven't tried that from Super Subs yet, but everything else I've gotten from them is good. But I'm trying to find something that's good when it's cold. Like their hot subs are great, but I can't eat them all at once. Their club sandwiches are fucking amazing, but they're not great for like a quick eat. But I still get them all the time. You just got to eat them weirdly sideways, like a hot dog kind of thing in the quarters, and it's, you know what I'm talking about. If you've eaten a good club sandwich, you know you have to eat it incorrectly. If you can eat a club sandwich properly, it's not a good club sandwich. I'm just saying. But yeah, I figured I'd try their chicken salad. Um, like I like a fairly simple chicken salad myself, so we'll see how theirs is. But let's go ahead and toast here. See what's going on. Make sure the studio downstairs is ready for the build tomorrow. And all right. What am I gonna do here? I'll use this. All right. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Cheers to you. Cheers to everybody, subscribers, goofballs, people just watching. If you're still here and you're digging it, check the subscribe thing. I may ask that every once in a while nowadays. Like I know I kind of don't that much. I don't think. But anyway, cheers to everybody. Thanks for doing your thing. Oh, when I finally sorted out my Carolina Reaper seeds to give to my boss. I think he might be starting saplings this weekend, so I got to get to him Monday. Hopefully he didn't take off. He takes off a lot of Mondays. Like, what a dick. I got, hopefully he's working tomorrow. I have, what, 4 of them for him to try. So if he gets them, then I'm going to buy them off of him as a, like, thank you for time resources. And I guess I'll eat some fresh Carolina Reapers sometime this summer. But until then, no, of course, I'll see everyone. I'll see a bunch of you tomorrow for the gaming PC build at 2-ish p.m. I think I made it for actually 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then I will be streaming my Lego stuff on Wednesday, and we're back to old Bessie back there, the old B2 bomber. Get back to that and see where we're going. And whenever I get the iBot glued together and all that's sorted out, then I'll post a little update on that. So, again, be groovy to each other. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope you all have a good evening. So I am out of here, and I will see you later. Thanks once again. Have a lovely weekend. So I am out of here in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.